We met Miss Ollie back in June in Judge Manning's courtroom when she decided to completely ignore the court order that told her to stay away from her daughter and her home and to sit there and have a Zoom meeting in the same house, not realizing that two people on Zoom will cause a very, very annoying noise, like a screeching, nails on the chalkboard, make your noise. So, she got called out, got in trouble, and was told to leave the residence and has supposedly been staying at a friend's house since then. There was 2 hearings since our last. If you missed it, I'm going to play the first hearing. If you remember the first hearing, go ahead and fast forward to 8 minutes. And that's the new content. Enjoy.
Mika Ali, start your camera. We got 22 CP 214957. Cruelty in the first and simple battery. Go ahead, Ms. Rondon.
Yes, Your Honor. We're here for a bond modification. As part of her bond order in December of 2022, she was ordered to stay away from the family home and to have no contact with the alleged victim. We're asking for both of those conditions to be modified. Recently, Miss Ollie has been diagnosed with cervical cancer and has started treatment for that. And part of that treatment has included major surgery. It's being unable to live in her own home has caused her major issues with recovering from this major surgery and taking care of her health. She's had to live out of her car due to this bond condition. And, obviously her health is very important. And so we are asking for the stay away order to be amended and also for the no contact order to be taken away. It is my understanding after talking to Miss Ollie, and I believe some other folks are on the Zoom that can speak to this, that there was a defects case that was opened up in addition or related to this incident, and it's my understanding that that defects case has been closed, and that it has been closed because the allegations from the child, she admitted that she made them up. I was told DFAX was going to be on here to speak to that, and that the child herself is also on the Zoom call. So I can turn it over to the DFAX representative, whoever they are. I'm not sure which screen it is, to speak to that.
Is anyone from DFAX here? No one from DFAX. What do you know, Bostic? Anything I need to know?
Okay.
No new information, no new arrests. I think this is her only, actually.
All right, Miss Patton, let me pull it up and look at it. Anything you want to say yet, Miss Patton? Are you
Your Honor, honestly, I haven't heard anything from DFAX. If Your Honor is inclined, I would like to hear from the minor child. My position right now is objecting it based upon what's alleged. These are serious allegations. I am sympathetic to Ms. Ollie's diagnosis, but these are very serious allegations, and my position is to object. If Your Honor is inclined, I think she is on here, Sanaya.
All right, Sanaya. How old are you, Sanaya?
16.
All right, can you turn your camera on for me? All right, if you could raise your right hand, Sanaya, do you swear a firm testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
All right, you gotta speak louder and be still. Sit down somewhere and be still, okay? Got to see your face. Okay. Go ahead, Miss Rondon.
Hi, Miss Ollie. I'm just going to ask you a couple questions. Regarding the incident that happened in December of 2022, will you tell the court whether or not you have stated to DFAX that this incident did not actually occur?
It's you, Sanaya. She's asking you a question.
Yeah, Miss Sanaya Ali, did you hear my question?
No, can you repeat it?
Of course. Um,
Okay, Miss Sanaya, if you're close to somebody, you need to get away because there's feedback.
Is the defendant currently in the
Whoa,
same?
whoa. Are y'all at the same house?
That's what it looks like.
Sure does.
Yeah.
So right now, what you're telling me is you're violating your own bond conditions before I say you can amend them.
I had no choice. I've been reading.
Stop talking.
Wait,
Stop talking.
Miss-
Stop
Miss
talking.
Ali.
Stop
Defects when I
talking.
take custody of the child.
Miss
Stop
Ali,
talking. Stop
please stop
talking. Miss Ali, stop talking. Absolutely nothing you say is going to help you right now. Ms. Patton?
Your Honor, based upon that, my original, I would object. I think it still stands. She hadn't even stayed with the conditions as are right now. She's in the home with her. And how can the child and the victim in question be safe enough to tell me what's really going on if she's in the house with her?
And Ms. Rhonda, this is not me doubting you. I can feel my blood pressure going up. Wait a minute.
I agree, Your Honor.
Miss Ali, I am sorry for your condition. However, I am not sorry that you couldn't follow instructions. I mean, and the nerve to show, it's like, what in the world? You didn't even try to hide it.
To you and lied to you.
No,
Miss Ali,
absolutely nothing you can
That's
say. Ms.
try to have what
Rhonda
we
does
need.
not want you to
Miss
say
Ali.
a word. It is not going to help you. So, Ms. Rhonda, I'll tell you what, you can place this back on another time. I'll give you a chance to have a conversation with Miss Ollie. And then put it back on for another motions hearing. But
thank you, Your Honor. I do appreciate that chance. In addition, I know it's not changing anything today, but I was told there are documents supporting the dismissal of the defects case and other things that were also allegedly turned over to the DA's office.
sure.
Since this case was not originally mine, I did not have a chance to get my hands on those documents before tonight's hearing. I will get those documents before we come back, and I will share them with the state in advance.
So, Ms. Travoria, what do you think the reset date will be for her?
It'll be sometime the end of July.
Is that okay, Ms. Rhonda? Or of course, if you send stuff to Ms. Patton and y'all come up with a consent, that's fine too. I mean, just let me know.
Sure.
Ms. Rhonda, and excuse me, Your Honor, for interrupting you. I know you said a defects case was closed, but I'm concerned that a defects case was closed with the thought that she wasn't living there, and clearly she is. So I'm concerned that a defects case was even closed out based upon the information that we learned here today, because it doesn't seem like it was closed out based upon all the information being given, being truthful.
I have
I'm
the
sure Ms.
number.
Rhonda will get to the bottom of it.
I will get to the bottom of it. I do have a name and number of the defects caseworker. So they will be my first call. And I will,
Thank you, Ms. Rhonda.
yes,
Yeah, and if you want to send that to us, you can.
absolutely.
All right. Best of luck to you, Miss Ollie. Have a good evening. But you need to leave where you're at. Yeah, well, let's see, we got a couple more bond modifications real quick. So we got Tamika Ollie. Who's representing Tamika Ollie?
Good evening, Your Honor. Miss Ollie is my client.
All right, Ms. Ollie, if you turn your camera on. All right, this is number one on the modification. It's 22 CP 214957. Tamika Ollie, it's cruelty of the first and simple battery. Anything I need to know, Bostic? Preach. Rah.
Nothing to report. I think she was released 6/2/22.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Rodney.
Your Honor, I'm gonna ask for a continuance in this case for maybe about a week. This case was continued from June to allow me some time to speak to my client and to gather further information relevant to the modification motion. Some of those documents include records from DFACS, records from East Point Police Department, etc. My investigator has sent subpoenas and has, followed up to get these documents. And I don't have them for tonight's purposes. And I do think they'll be very important to the modification motion and to ultimately the case itself. And so I would ask for a continuance to I would only need about a week's time.
All right, what's the next date we have, Miss Robinson?
I'm sorry, Judge, what was the question?
The next time we could get her on here.
It will be for the August calendar. I think, hold on 1 second, I'm sorry. It will be, do August 14th.
All right,
I think the 14th is fine, and I believe once I get these documents that the state may consent to what I'm asking for. So if I get the documents sooner than that, I will of course share them with the state, and if we can consent, then we'll go down that avenue.
okay, I was asking if that, since I've read the motion, if you think of something else, I mean, let us send us send us a consent, okay? If you got
Will
that.
do.
Okay,
And definitely, just send me whatever you got, Miss Rhonda, and we'll definitely look it over.
all right, so we'll get you back on in another couple of weeks, ma'am. Thank you.
Miss Ollie is on the Zoom. There she is.
All right. Raise your right hand, Miss Ollie. Do you swear affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, this is the one add-on is 22 CP 214957, cruelty in the first and simple battery family violence. And last time we were here, as I recall, she was at the house with the daughter in violation of the bond conditions. I'd said, anything, Bostic? Preach. Wow.
Nothing new to add, Judge.
All right, go ahead, Miss Rhonda.
Yes, Your Honor. The motion filed is a bond modification motion, and we are asking for 2 conditions of Miss Ollie's bonds to be modified. The first condition that we're asking to be modified is the stay away condition. We are asking that Miss Ollie be allowed to reside at the address stated in the bond condition, the Atlanta Street, Atlanta GA address, which is the family home. Miss Ollie is undergoing treatment for cancer and does need a stable and good home to be able to participate in her cancer treatments and to recover fully. The second condition that I'm asking the court to modify is the no contact order with her daughter. We are asking for that to be modified from no contact to a no violent contact order. This case was continued from the last time it was on the calendar at the defense's request so that we could make contact with the DFACs because there at one point supposedly was a case in connection with this criminal case. Unfortunately, I have not been able to make contact or receive any response from DFACs concerning my multiple requests to speak about this case. I think what that indicates to me is that if there was an open pending case with the Ollies, that DFACs would have an opinion on this, and that DFACs would like to make their opinion on whether contact or no contact, they would want that to be known to the court. And I think that them not answering any requests and not being present in court today to give an opinion signifies they don't have one. And so, Your Honor, I would ask for the condition of no contact to be amended to a no violent contact order, and for Miss Ollie to be allowed to return to the family home on Atlanta Street.
So, Ms. Rondon, since last time she was already living there in violation of the bond conditions, I'm assuming that you had a nice little chat with her. So where has she been staying since then? Because now she's outside. So, I mean, I have to tell you this makes me feel weird, like maybe she's outside of her own house. Maybe she's there, but I would trust what you say.
Yes, we did have a conversation after the last hearing, and she's been staying at a friend's home.
All right, what says the state?
Your Honor, so and I apologize, Your Honor. So obviously I wasn't here for the last hearing. So if I could just ask a few clarifying questions, would that be all right?
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
All right, and Ms. Rondon or Miss Ollie, either one of y'all can answer this if you know the answer. Who is living at the home other than the daughter? Who else is living at the home right now?
Miss Ollie, I would say that you can answer that question and just repeat the only people that are living permanently in that home.
You're on mute, Miss Ollie.
Mom, dad, and 5 children.
Okay. So Your Honor, based on that information, I don't have any problem with, well, my one issue, Your Honor, obviously there's a threat to intimidation. The main victim is the daughter. So that would be the one outstanding threat. Miss Ollie does not have any criminal history. So I don't think she's a threat to commit more felonies. So with that in mind, I don't have any issue with either one of these conditions being modified. I'm not going to object to it, but I am concerned that this may put Miss Ollie, even with her medical circumstance, in a position to violate her bond condition because there's obviously some issues going on there much deeper than just the altercation.
Well, she's already violated it one time and I was not happy.
Yes, Your Honor.
I think I was a little more than not happy. So that's fine, Miss Rondon. Just send me the order.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Miss Ollie, I will tell you this, the main reason that I'm modifying this is because of your lawyer.
Yes, ma'am.
But when a judge, and not just me, tells you to do something, you gotta do it, whether you like it or not. I'm glad that you went the right route by getting it modified, but you didn't need to anticipate what was gonna happen, okay? Because
Understand.
I'd almost made up my mind that you weren't going back there until the case was over. All right. So we'll go ahead and modify it. No further violent contact. Now, I say if you have any violent contact with it, I'll go ahead and let you know it won't be good because they can violate your bond. Then you'll be back in jail, Miss Ollie. I wish you the best. Hope everything turns out well for you as far as your if your cancer treatment goes. So just think about that before you, if you ever want to get in an argument with, don't do it. Just take care of your health, okay? Best of luck to you, ma'am. Miss Rhonda will shoot me that, and once I sign the order, you can go ahead and make it. All right, Cynthia Bradley, Leon King.
Yes, here.
All right, Mr. King, got to turn your camera on. Now turn your camera on.
I'm trying. I don't know.
It's been on this whole time. All right, now take yourself off mute. Both of y'all. Y'all swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Mr. King, you're gonna have to take yourself off mute. Let me see you, not your ceiling. I need you to say yes. I just swore you in.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
here.
go ahead. Okay.
I'm here.
Ms. Bradley, start with the most recent event, work backwards. Please be specific and please stick
yes,
to the
ma'am.
facts of what he did to you.
Okay, Leon King is my brother. He lives on the property at 5700 Spence Circle, where my 93-year-old mother lives. But I am her guardian and I hold the power of attorney over
Tell me
her.
what he did.
What he did, and I have a video to show it.
Okay,
And
can
this
you
was
share your screen?
okay. And right here. Is it on?
What's this video of? I don't see it. You're not sharing your screen.
Can you see it?
No, ma'am, you're not sharing your screen yet. Got to figure out how to share your screen.
Okay, hold on.
All right, while you're doing that, all right, what is this video of? Your brother, what's he doing? If there's audio, you got to put share audio too.
He-
I can't hear you.
Okay, he is talking to me.
Okay.
I
Share
let
the
my
audio. Hold on. Share the audio, back up, play it with the audio playing, and don't talk over it. Let me watch it. So back it up, rewind it. We got to share the audio with it. All right, now play. Okay.
Okay. Where am I? Can you put it?
What day was that video?
Okay, that was on March the 3rd. It was on a Friday. This was at my mother's house. I am, like I said, my mother's legal guardian.
Got that. What else has he done?
Well, he has done this on numerous occasions. This is the time that I had been having my phone to record him doing it. I am just tired of him, and I'm afraid that he will.
Your mother afraid?
Well, my mother had called me, this is a few months ago, because he plays music real loud, and she has been concerned, but no, she's not afraid of him, but I have to take care of her. I have to be at the house.
Has he ever threatened to hurt you?
Well, just as far as getting in my face, saying horrible things to me, like he had that beer bottle. I mean, he could have hit me with that.
Okay, Mr. King, let me hear from you. Take yourself off mute, Mr. King. Take yourself off mute.
Okay, now you can speak. Go ahead.
She on this,
She can hear you now. I
ma'am?
need to see your face. Turn your camera back on. Go ahead.
Turn the camera back. Now, see, I don't know about.
Okay.
Just a second.
Okay, leave your camera on and just speak. All you gotta do, hand him his phone.
Ma'am, can you see me now?
No, I can't.
She can't still see. She can't see me. She can't hear me.
I can hear you. Stop turning the camera off.
No, ma'am, I'm not doing anything to the camera.
Well, it's on, then it's off, then it's on, then it's somebody. I'm not doing it. I can't.
Well, can you see me, ma'am? Hello? Ma'am,
No, I cannot see you.
she can't see me.
She can't see him.
Is anybody ready that knows what they're doing? Anybody? Well, how Bonius, you couldn't make your stuff get going at first. Now all of a sudden you got audio.
I'm ready, Judge.
Oh, easy now. Bring him in here. Bring Mr. King in. We got a deputy. Get a deputy up here and bring Mr. King in this courtroom with a deputy. I'm gonna get back to you. It's free. Get a deputy and bring Mr. King in my courtroom with a deputy.
They're right here.
Get a deputy now. I know it. Get a deputy right now.
Wait, she's saying.
You stand by, Mr. King. I'm gonna hear from you, but I'm gonna hear from you right in here. I'm even gonna invite this little camera right here. I gotta bring in here, but I gotta have a deputy. It's gonna bring you in here.
Let me get my stuff.
Just hold on, Mr. King. We're gonna get a deputy in here.
Yeah,
Hold on, we're gonna get a deputy in here so I can hear you. You're gonna stand right here in front of me. So just have a seat.
yes, ma'am. All right.
All right, hey, bring Leon in. Bring the man in here. Let's see how he's doing, because I hear he's stumbling drunk. Come on, Mr. King.
Turn this off.
Turn your phone off and you can sit down at that table. You turn your phone off. How much you had to drink today, Mr. King? You have drank absolutely nothing. If I do a whiz quiz up here, you're gonna pass it. You been taking any drugs? Two beers. So you decide you're gonna drink a couple of beers before you come to court. So that's before you came to court, because you've been sitting out there for, you're on the 11 o'clock calendar, right? So what time did you drink these two beers? 4 o'clock this morning. You come up here drinking. How'd you do it? Y'all done a some field sobriety test? Because I can go back to my days and do one. Y'all did it. See how he's doing. Heel to toe. Do some little field sobriety testing on him. Either one of y'all field sobriety certified? You? Go ahead and try.
I bet Justin Spiesman can do it.
I bet he can. I tell you what, sir. Come right here. Right here in front of this wall. Come in front of the podium. I'm going back to my good old days. That's it. Come here. Take you there. Ready? I want you to take 5 steps. Heel to toe. 1, 2, 3, listen. 4, 5. Down, down, down. Turn around and do it again. Heel to toe. Okay. Heel to toe. Heel out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what's this? Touch every finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. You did so good on that one. Oh yeah. Don't move yet. Did you drive up here? Did you drive up here? How did you get here? I suggest you not drive going back. Yeah, that's what I suggest you do. Mr. Spiesman, you didn't get to see me do my field sobriety test.
Judge, I was really looking forward to that too. I'd wonder if you still remembered your SFSD training.
I do. 2 beers.
That's surprising.
All right, hold on a second. Look at this on this one. Mr. Leon, I'm gonna leave it up to these deputies if they think that you shouldn't have showed up here drinking like you're drinking, because that shows absolutely, I have no patience for that. And trust me, out of the day, I'm sitting up here, I'm the one that needs a drink. Go on and bring Mr. King in here. While you pull that up, let me let these other people.
King, today ain't the day. Ms. Bradley,
Yes, I'm sorry.
tell me what else he's done to put you in fear.
Yes, every time quite a few times I go to my mom's house, he does the same thing. He wants to be in my face. He's saying horrible things to me. Now, my mother is 93. She has Alzheimer's. She can't speak for herself, so I am the one that she appointed to be her voice.
I got it. All right, Mr. King. Go ahead. Let me hear from you. What do you have to say? That you mean talk, make sure we can hear you through that microphone.
And she had this one tooth gone. She had cancer and was on dialysis. She passed the man and lived. And then she destroyed not the valve, not the business. They destroyed the business and they built it. And 2 years later, I was getting all kind of lawsuits. All kind of lawsuits, you know, because they ran all these deals over my name. And that's why basically I'm so upset.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get this back on track. Explain the video that I saw. The video that I saw.
Video. Our water went out. It was froze. She called Kim Florence. I think Florence told her they see her. We have no water. My mama didn't have no water. I went out, got some buckets. She didn't get on my water. I went out, got some buckets, bought everybody some water. Our water was off for a long time, couple weeks. Then council finally came out.
Why did you show out? Why'd you act like that in the video? Why did you act like that in the video?
She thinks everything has to go through her. No, I've been seeing it around for 30 and maintaining it for 30 plus years. I'm the only one that keeps that resident. I get spread, I get pain, I take the plan, do everything. So that's my mom.
Your mama is 96 years old.
93.
93 with dementia or Alzheimer's, and you go out at her house and you act like that. Well, where was that video? Wasn't that at your mama's house? But that was working the way you were talking.
Now, let's go show took my head and say, I don't care. And that's what made me upset. She didn't care about ruining my life. She didn't care nothing about ruining her husband. You know, a lot of people like, you know, she is a control freak. I can think about stuff about this. You know, I mean, I love her because she's my sister, but she got some nasty ways. And I have not.
Miss Bradley, what is it you're asking for?
I'm asking, Your Honor, for the TPO, and I would like for him to move out of the residence because he's not going to get any better. I don't live there, but he has a house right next on the property. I would like to have him
move out of his house.
It's my mother's house.
Is she living there?
Yes, ma'am, she is.
You live in the house, and do you live in the house and act like this with your mother?
It's the guest house.
You live in the same house.
It's the guest house right next to the street. I'm sorry?
Why would I put him out on the street if he doesn't have a place to go if he's staying in a guest house? He's not staying in her house.
The house is on her property. I just want to feel safe.
I know what a guest house is.
Yes, ma'am. I want to feel safe when I go to have to see about my mother. I could go over there at midnight if they call me, if they need me. He makes me feel unsafe. He was waving that beer bottle. He could have hit me with it. I don't know what he would do.
tell you what.
Everybody, he's a bully
Right,
for one
stop
thing.
talking. Stop talking.
Okay.
What do y'all do when folks show up like this at the courthouse? Because I smell alcohol on you. You drank more than 2 beers and you did it more than at 4 a.m. So why don't you come clean? Because it will help you a lot more if you shoot straight with me. You drank them before 4 a.m. You didn't drink those beers at 4 a.m. And just start drinking beer. Why do I still smell it? I was thinking about reading your rights and putting you in contempt until I'm gonna do them with these deputies because they don't want to do the paperwork. Make sure that you get an Uber, drive that car off, and you're gonna go to jail for DUI. You don't need to be driving. I'm telling you. I ain't a cop no more, but I did do my field sobriety test because I know him. And if you don't, Mr. Spiesman here, if you get that DUI, does a good DUI defense, you probably want to call him. Make sure he doesn't drive away from this place, will y'all? Get him out of here. Don't you ever show back up at this courthouse drinking. Good move. Get him out of my face. I'll put this in place. Stay away from your sister when she's up there and have a little respect for your mother. I understand, but don't show out like that with your mama there. She needs you. That's fine. Ms. Bradley, put both of y'all's emails in there. I'll get it somewhere where I can send him this.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Put your email address in there and somewhere, an address that we can send Mr. King his copy.
Okay, so is it?
I'm putting it in place, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so
Stay
much.
away from you. But he's not, I mean, he's there. He helps take care of the property. He's gonna stay away from you when he comes there. I'm not making him move out. He's gonna stay at least 20 feet away from you. You got it?
Yes, ma'am. I
Okay.
do.
Put your email in the chat. Once you do, you can leave and put somewhere that we can send a copy to Mr. King. If there's an address.
Your Honor,
you
may I
can-
ask you one question?
No,
though?
you can't. I just want you, no. You
Okay,
really can't.
all
I'm
right.
sorry. It's a long day. And people,
I
no,
understand.
This is in place. I'm not making him move. He obviously takes care of that property.
No, ma'am, he doesn't. The property
Well,
looks.
okay, he said, I don't have proof that he does.
Okay.
If there's a
all right.
woman with dementia or Alzheimer's who needs everybody to come up around her, and if you ain't cutting the grass, he can live in that guest house, but he can't come within 20 feet of you if you're there. If he does, he will go to jail. If he shows back up here at the courthouse again and walks into this courtroom drunk, he's gonna go to jail then. Now, place your email in the chat and please place
I
an
will. Thank you.
address where we can mail a copy to Mr. King. Thank you. Ms. Free, can you come mute? All right, there's going to be a little feedback because somebody's been in here messing with my system. So Ms. Simmons, start with the most recent event. Tell me what.
So February 1st, I arrived at Mr. Harrison's residence to pick up our son Preston that we share, but he is not legitimized. I did let Mr. Harrison know that I didn't want to talk. I just wanted to get my son and leave. And he persisted on trying to talk, and I tried to, get my son ready to go, and he persisted and persisted, and the conversation escalated to the point where I told him to just go in his room and allow me to get my son ready, in which he got upset and grabbed me and told me, watch who the fuck you talk to. I responded in self-defense when Mr. Harrison, then he grabbed me and he lifted me in the air and slammed me on the ground right in front of my son. When I got upset, Mr. Harrison went and grabbed his phone and started recording me and started pushing me out the door. I kept saying, I just want to get my son and leave. I want to get my son and leave. He kept pushing me out the door with the phone in my face. When I knocked the phone out his hand and I managed to move past him and grab my phone in my purse and I tried to reach for my son, he then took me to the door and literally lifted me up and threw me out the house. After that, the situation escalated where reporting was presented to the police, in which I can't speak of because it's an open case. However, there is against me a no contact order in which I've been honoring, and I have not contacted Mr. Harrison at all since the incident. And since we share a son that has not been legitimized, I had removed him on the pickup list for the son because we do not have a parental agreement. On February the 6th, I received a phone call from the school because Mr. Harrison arrived at the school causing a commotion because he's trying to pick up our son, Preston. The school then, distraught because they didn't know what to do. They're not used to situations like this and they don't understand the Georgia law.
Doesn't matter about that, move along.
So Mr. Harrison, they relieved Mr. Harrison, they released my son to Mr. Harrison, in which, because we have a no contact order, I had to request a police escort. The officer, he didn't, yes?
No contact order because he was arrested?
No, it was a no contact order because I was arrested because of the footage on the video. So we share a son together, which he isn't legitimized. He took my son from the school, and I had to contact the police to receive a police escort to obtain my son. The detective had contacted Mr. Harrison. I do not have a police report because Officer Edie did not write a report, but I obtained a copy of the phone call the detective made to Mr. Harrison, in which the call he acknowledges that my son had not been legitimized, acknowledged that there was a no contact order, and in the end, he was advised to get my son legitimized. And he was also defiant against the detective when asked to return my son. He said, well, what if I don't return him? Which gives me cause to believe that this may happen again. Mr. Harrison has, I've not received any information about Mr. Harrison attempting to legitimize my son, but he has emailed me numerous times about contacting me numerous times to pick up my son. And he has also had friends reach out to me. And when I went to the office, to the police station to inquire on how I can protect myself from him contacting me with this, because I feel like I'm being baited to contact him and avoid him going to my son's school and picking him up, he suggested that I get the CPO. There has also been situation.
Is there a pending legitimation case?
You
know where Miss Free is? Okay. Miss Free, the deputy's looking for you. Is there a pending legitimation? Sir, have you filed one?
No, I'm actually hiring a lawyer. I'm actually about to go for full custody of my 40-year-old son.
Yeah, I don't care about all that. I just said, have you filed a legitimation case?
No, ma'am. No, Your Honor.
So, I'm sorry, everybody, but somebody has messed with the whole system in here. If there's an echo, I apologize. If I mute myself, can't hear. I don't even know how to fix it. All right, let's see. Let me hear from you, sir. What about this throwing her on the ground, etc.?
All right. So my son and we share 2 kids together. So for the past 2 years, I stayed right around the corner from my son's school and around the corner from my daughter's school. So for the past 2 years, Monday through Friday, my daughter and my son come over to my house. I go pick up my son from school every day for the past 2 years. All right. So the weekend before February 1st, I have another daughter. Her mom's name is Erica. My daughter had a birthday party and she didn't want the children that me and Miss Simmons share. The children that me and Miss Simmons share together, she didn't want them around my other daughter's mom. So on February 1st, my daughter, she didn't come over my house. And so I was concerned. So I was calling my daughter. She just turned 14. I was calling my daughter and I was calling Miss Simmons. Nobody responded to me. Nobody responded to my text. So when she came to pick up our son, and when she came in to pick him up, I asked her, I was like, have you talked to Trinity? Because she hasn't came to the house. And so she automatically upset, like, yo, I ain't talking to you right now. So I'm like, I just need to know, have you talked to Trinity? Like, is she at your house or is she at my house? I can't hear you. I'm sorry, Judge, I can't hear you.
I just need to know if you slammed her on the ground.
Oh, never. She got upset, and she put her hands around, she put her hands around my neck. And I said, you gonna do this in front of our son? And so I took her hands off me and I ran to my room and got my phone and I recorded everything on the phone. So and on the video, she's punching me, she's slapping me, she's trying to choke me. And so I called 911 and I requested the police. I said, I have a lady, and I got the videos, I could screen share.
This day is the day she was arrested.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have video you want to share?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you share your screen?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can bring Mr. King on in. As soon as I finish this, we're gonna take it up with Mr. King.
I'm getting my son. I'm not
I
touching
will get him.
Get off
I will
of
get
me.
him, bro. I will
Get
get him.
off of me. Get off
I
of
will
me.
get him.
Walk away from me, dog.
Nigga, you in
Walk
my
away from me.
house. Just get out
My
my
shit
house.
is over there, and my son
I'm
is
gonna
over
get
there.
him, bro. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this, bro? Just get out. Just get out, bro.
All right, that's one.
Fuck out.
I'll get him, man. I'll get him. Just get out my house. If I knew you was coming like this, though, I wouldn't have let you in my house, bro. Just get out my house. Just get out my house. Just get out my house. Just get out my house.
I'm trying to get my son.
Just get out my house, bro. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. Just get out my house. Just get out my house, bro. You done already put your hands on me, bro.
No.
You done already put your hands on me. Get out my house, bro. Just get out my fucking house.
Get out of. Of course you would. Of course.
Go ahead and get out my house, bro. I'll bring my son outside. I'll bring my son outside. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. You done already put your hands on me and tried to choke me, bro.
You just threw me on the ground.
Cause you fucking choked me, dog. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Get out my house, dog. Get out my house. I'll get my son.
I'm getting him.
I'll get my son, bro. It was my daughter's fucking party.
I told you to leave me alone.
It was my daughter's party.
Get that shit out
It was my daughter's party. How is my daughter's party?
I don't
And you
want
don't
a
want her
pet
there?
I don't want a pet
Bro, just get out my house. Go ahead. You going to jail. You going to jail. You going to jail. You going to jail.
You put your hands
You
on
going
me.
to jail.
You put your hands on me.
You
Go
going
ahead.
to jail. Don't go in my house.
Get off
You
of
going to jail. You going to jail.
me. Exactly what you want.
Go ahead, son.
Get off of me.
Don't touch me.
Get off of me.
Don't touch me, bro.
Get off of me.
You going to jail.
Get off of me.
All right. Anything else from you, Ms. Simmons?
Oh,
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, let me see if she has anything she wants to say about that.
As you heard in the video, I stated you just threw me on the floor, and he admitted to throwing me on the floor. And he just stated in open court that he did not throw me on the ground. I know this was not the best light of me, but this was after I've been assaulted by Mr. Harrison. And in the video, as I was completely honest and letting you know that the situation had escalated, and I was trying to get my son, and I just wanted to get my son and leave. And he refused to let me get my son and leave. I did not want it to get to that level.
Anything else, Mr. Harris?
Yes, ma'am. Again, like I said, I've been picking up my son for 2 years. Like I said in the video, if I knew you was gonna come up acting like that, I would have never let you inside of my house. I got the paperwork with the case number. She went to jail. If I put my hands on her, I would have went to jail. But I recorded everything, according to 911 phone call. I said I do not want to hang up because I do not want to be said that I did something that I didn't do. So she went to jail. And as far as the emails and the TPO requests that she said, and I got screenshots of those too. Only thing I said was, Courtney, I just wanted to see my son. I just want to get my son. So when she called the police, when I picked my son up, it was a Monday. I went to go pick my son up like I always do for the past 2 years. So when I picked him up is when the police officer called me and said, if I don't bring him back, it'll be kidnapping because of legitimation. And I brought him back.
Anything else?
Was that question for Mr. Harrison?
Well, that's for you. Anything else you want to tell me?
Yes, there has been incidents with my daughter, with Mr. Harrison in January the 26th. Mr. Harrison and my daughter and my son and another child were at Grindhouse. My daughter had made me aware of him taking my daughter and body slamming her on the ground. The incident was caught on video on the Grindhouse cameras. I had contacted the owner, and the owner indicated that he was going to call the police. I have the recording of the phone call between me and the owner of Grindhouse, and he indicated that he was going to call the police because he can only authorize.
Listen to it. The owner of Grindhouse isn't here.
According to Georgia law, it's a one
I
party.
appreciate you teaching me that. Let's do this.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to offend you, Your Honor, but this was.
No, you didn't. But there was a lawyer earlier that tried to tell me that an opposing party couldn't call the respondent as a witness. But according to Georgia law, no, he is not here. I can't hear this recording. Is there anything else you need me to hear?
May I play the recording of that was an open records to the phone call to the
Who is the phone call between?
Between the detective and Mr. Harrison. This is an open records.
It doesn't matter, but the other party isn't here. Both parties have to be here. Anything else?
I have emails between me and Mr. Harrison.
From when?
Recently, and from the past, we've also
recently mean. Tell me what recently.
This year, and in 2018 when I was pregnant with my son.
Not 2018. What is recent? Are they threatening messages, and what is recent? Because this video that I saw, when is Mr. Harrison, is the legitimation case been filed?
No, it hasn't been filed yet, Your Honor.
When do you plan on filing it?
I didn't know if I should just do the legitimation on my own or get a lawyer, and once I legitimize to go for the full custody.
When do you plan on, have you met with an attorney, or when do you plan on doing it?
I'm talking to a couple right now. I got some recommendations. One name is Jeremy Robinson from JR Law Firm.
I'm not making any recommendations. It doesn't matter who you're talking to. Y'all are gonna have to have a guardian in this. Anything else you want to, I'm just telling you ahead of time.
Yes, if possible, I can share a text message that she sent to me a week before while I was at work, where she says in the text message, "I'm going to make your life hell." If I could show you the text message and the email.
Text message, and then Ms. Simmons, you can have the last word. You're still on mute, Mr. Harrison, but I'm reading. Oh, Mr. Harrison, take yourself off mute. I can't hear you.
All right.
There you go.
All right. So yeah. So yes, ma'am. It was 2 days before the situation happened. She texted me out the blue. She wanted to argue. I even said it. I'm like, it's 2 a.m. in the morning. It's 2 a.m. in the morning, and you want to start an argument while I'm at work. I just want to get down a little bit.
Okay.
So you can
need to read it. Go back down. I mean,
Oh, I wanted to show you. I just wanted to show you the time up there. But I wanted you to see where I told her. I said, okay, Courtney, you can continue to be controlling and aggressive, but I'm not into that. So go ahead and text and argue with yourself. And when you want to be grown, you can contact me, because this is what I'm not about to do anymore. Right? So I stopped texting her. And this is what she said, Your Honor. She said, "You create your own drama. You have done nothing but disrespect me." I'm gonna scroll a little bit more. So I want you to see what she said. She said, I am your worst effing enemy from here on out. Do not think you can sleep peacefully. Rest assured, I will make your life hell. You will regret effing with me.
Right. What else you got to say, ma'am?
These messages were a result of a reoccurring. Whenever I break things off with Mr. Harrison, he brings his, mind you, he's married and he has a child with his wife, and which is not Erica. But Erica is a woman who assaulted my daughter. It has relevance, and I
Well, it's not, because this isn't against Erica. This is against him and not her. So that doesn't matter. This is between the two of you.
May I share my screen and show the email?
Is this between you and Mr. Harrison?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
When
Your
was
Honor.
it? When was it?
It was November of this last year. And it's just in
Tell me
relation
what the
to.
email's about.
So Mr. Harrison is texting me.
See, no, you just tell me what it's about. You say it's about picking up the kids. It's about picking up groceries. That's what I want you to do. What is it about?
It's a random message he emailed me of a text message, and it's just showing. It shows how.
Is this a violent email? Is it an email about? What do you want?
It's difficult to explain. May I just show the email? I do apologize. I've never done this before.
Judge, I was wondering if my name had got called. I kind of got into the chat late.
Yes, if yours expired, you're gonna have to refile. Like, hold on, let's make sure. Yep, yours is expired. You're gonna need to refile, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead.
Do you see my screen now, Your Honor?
Yeah, I just see a tiny picture, but yes, I see something.
Do you see it now? The email?
A tiny picture, like a little screensaver. That's all I can see.
Is it still not showing?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope, still not showing.
I see what it has to do.
Still just a black screen. Are these supposed to be initial? Okay. Okay, that's it. You can't figure it out, Miss Simmons. You know what? I mean, I'll tell you what, we're gonna stand down because I'm gonna take this lawyer's case right here. And then I have to call and cancel my plans for the weekend because I'm not gonna be able to get out of here. So I'm gonna be back in a few minutes. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. I'm gonna take the attorney. Miss Simmons, you have one more chance. Can you share your screen? Not working, Miss Simmons. Not working. And I can't hear you, Miss Simmons. You're on mute. Anything else you want to say? Miss Simmons, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I cannot hear a word you're saying.
Can I say thing?
But Miss Simmons, I say you're not on mute, but you're not connected to a microphone. Go down to that little microphone, hit that arrow button up and connect to the microphone that you want to use. Because you are not connected to a microphone that's functioning.
Can you hear me now?
There you go. Now what else do you want to say?
I do apologize about that. I'm not very good with technology apparently, but I understand how damaging. I came into this courtroom with the understanding how damaging that video would be, and understanding that I had a no contact order against me. I was willing to honor that no contact order, perfectly happy of honoring that no contact order. I've made attempts to distance and create boundaries for me and Mr. Harrison, but Mr. Harrison continues to implement methods to try to be in contact with me. Mr. Harrison did pick up my son that day, understanding that we did have a no contact order and that we had not had our son legitimized, and there was no way for us to do a fair exchange. He was defiant on the phone call with the officer in terms of returning my son, and unfortunately I can't play the recording to display that, but the reason why I filed this TPO was because I have no protection for myself to keep Mr. Harrison from contacting me or going to the school and trying to causing commotion, trying to pick up my son and trying to instigate some sort of contact between me and him. Because if I contact him, or if I respond or any manner to these methods that he's using, I'm going back to jail. I would not waste the court's time.
Okay, right now there's a no contact order
against myself. I cannot contact Mr. Harrison, but it's not stopping him from contacting me.
Mr. Harrison, why are you contacting her for any reason, Mr. Harrison?
I can show you can I show you the emails?
No, I want you yes or no. Are you contacting her for any reason?
About our son. I said, please don't do this. My son needs his father. I just
Hold
want
on. Listen. Just a yes or a no. Are you contacting her in any way?
Through email. I ain't know nothing about the no contact.
Okay. It's one of her bond conditions.
I didn't know that.
I do understand I can't play the recording, but on the recording he admits to unknowing about the no contact order and that he had not legitimized my son, and he has had our daughter legitimized.
Stand by. Sorry. Mr. Harris.
Yes.
You have to file a case. She does not have to let you see y'all's child. Unless you do that. That's how it is. More of a benefit than that. Something were to happen to you, the child could get survivor benefits. If something were to happen to Miss Simmons, as long as you've legitimated this child, the child would go to you as opposed to going to someone else and you being in probate court fighting to get custody of the child that belongs to you. There's so many benefits. So people not doing this that's just ridiculous. So you need to do that. Miss Simmons, does your bond order say that you can have contact about the child?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So Mr. Harrison, you can't contact her anymore. Her bond conditions are going to have to be modified. Do you understand me, Mr. Harris?
Yes, Your Honor.
Even about your child, you can't contact her. She doesn't have to let you see your child, unfortunately, if she doesn't want to. File your legitimation case. That judge can make any decision that he or she wants to about rights, as far as visitation, parenting time, things like that, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
But don't put her in danger of getting her bond revoked. Because that video right there, that didn't really look like she was scared of you. I'm denying this, but Mr. Harrison, I'm telling you, stop contacting her. Even about the child. You can't do that. Get a lawyer, file something, and then y'all can talk about it in that case, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's just, y'all both put your name, emails in the chat. Once you do, you can go ahead and leave the meeting.
All right, thank you.
Okay. All right, Ms. James, Mr.
Ms. Guess is number 21, Bostic 23, CP 221694, 96 days without indictment. Holy cow. This has a $1,181,000 good bond pre-trial.
Shane Carter, only prior arrest.
All right, and I've got alleged 7 pounds of marijuana, 7.4 pounds of THC edibles, 643 grams of mushrooms, 244 grams of THC. I don't know what that is, but 3,784 grams, milliliters of promethazine, 34 grams of oxy, 2,560 grams of mushroom edibles, 213 grams of MDMA, 720 grams of THC oil. Go ahead, Miss Guest.
I fall down the weirdest rabbit holes. So I can't really visualize how much this is. Like, she's talking about it, but I need to picture it. I need to know what we're talking about here. Like, grams mean nothing to me. Is that like a handful, or is that like a dump truck full? So I went and looked it up, and way too many hours later, I have furthered my THC education. I know it's hard to believe for some of you, but there are some people in the world that literally know nothing about the green stuff. Some of us have bad reactions to it, so all I have is the research I've done for this channel, but that's been quite enlightening. So forgive me if some of this is common knowledge for all of you experts out there. This is for, the novices of us. So the main unit of measurement that's used for the leafy stuff is pounds and ounces. Pounds is usually used when you're selling it, ounces when you're using it, unless you're Snoop D-O-double-G. Snoop Dogg. Although some people use grams. 1 gram is known as a dime, and it's about the size of a grape. Today I learned. But since this lady was in Snoop territory, we're going to work with ounces. 1 ounce is often called a zip because it fills almost completely a normal Ziploc bag. So this lady had 7 pounds. There's 16 ounces in a pound. So imagine your countertop filled with PB&J sandwiches in little sandwich Ziploc bags. There would be 112 of them, and that's the 7 pounds of actual flour that she was charged with. But then in addition to that, she had 7.41 pounds of edibles. So now we need another 118.56 bags. So now we're at 230 bags on your countertop, and that's only the actual MJ that she had. She also had liquid THC. She had MDMA. She had oxy and promethazine, which is actually an antihistamine found in cough syrup. Oh, and she had mushroom edibles too. Yeah, and shrooms. So, Sweet Girl got herself mixed up into some bad.
Yes, Your Honor. As you stated, Mrs. Carter is incarcerated on $1 million good bond, which might as well be a no bond status because she is indigent and unable to afford that large of a contribution towards her bond. She is 19 years old and is from the Valdosta area, but had just recently moved to Atlanta, the Atlanta area, to attend school. She actually was accepted into Kennesaw State and was prepared to start classes in the upcoming semester prior to being arrested. At the time of being arrested, she actually, at 19 years old, held 2 jobs, one working for a Starbucks and also had recently started a job at Amazon. She does believe that she can attend go back to work. So she does have plans to successfully contribute to society upon her release. She does have at the time she was living at this residence, Your Honor, and this is not unfortunately her opportunity to go into the facts of the case. However, she does have a defense that she's looking forward to presenting to the court at a later date. But this was definitely a case of being at the wrong place at the wrong time. There were 3 other co-defendants in this home, but unfortunately, Mrs. Carter is the only one that is still in custody on these charges. She has provided me with another address where she can reside. That address is in the Atlanta area, Your Honor. So if a reduction in her case is granted, we would ask that there be no stay away in Fulton County, because that is where she plans to reside post-release. Your Honor, we would be asking for a substantial reduction in Mrs. Carter's case. As you heard, she has no prior felony, no prior arrest, and she has every intention of attending all of her court hearings after, any future court hearings, Your Honor. So we would be asking that the bond amount is reduced to a collective $35,000, which Mrs. Carter is sure that she'll be able to post and be released from custody to actively participate in her defense.
All right, go ahead, Mr. White.
Judge, this defendant is charged with,
Oh, sorry, I didn't even go over that, but I'm just losing my mind. It's getting towards the end of the year. Sorry. Possession, manufacture, distribution, sale of marijuana, 4 counts of trafficking in illegal drugs, possession of controlled substance in Schedule 1 or 2 with intent to distribute, possession of a knife or a firearm during the commission of a felony, possession of Schedule Control 5 substance, and drug-related objects.
yeah, there's, of the 4 counts of trafficking, 3 are level 3 trafficking, 1 is level 2 trafficking. She's looking at the possibility of, what's that, 120 plus 20, 140 years in confinement just for the trafficking. And then add on top of it the firearms charges and the possession with intent. $1 million in this case, although it's a lot of money, given the fact of this is essentially a wholesale drug warehouse. To call it a residence is using that term loosely at best. She was there in a wholesale drug warehouse, Judge. $1 million is not an unreasonable bond by any means. The state, there's been no indication of any change in circumstances or anything else. The state thinks that this bond is very reasonable and would oppose any reduction at all.
Hey, she's already had a prelim, hasn't she?
She has.
All right. No drugs unless prescribed, no alcohol, no weapons, no further contact with your alleged co-defendants, Ashton Cook and Marvin Knight, Knight.
I wasn't able to find cases on her co-defendants, and I tried every possible spelling that you can think of. But before Judge Manning alters her bond, I wanted to show you what her actual bond broke down to per charge. I thought that was kind of interesting. So Judge Manning's going to modify the bond per charge as well based on what she wants to do. And I think the prosecutor asked for $30,000 in order for her to be able to afford to get out. She's been in there since September on this charge, early September.
Stay away from. You have a 24-hour curfew, court, lawyer, medical. Employment, as long as you supply the name of your employer, proof of employment schedule, and the exact location you'll be working. I think that is it. And you say she's going to live in the Atlanta area instead of Valdosta?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. $40,000, $200,000, $200,000, $200,000, $200,000, $80,000, $5,000, $20,000, and UJR through the jail. $40,000, $200,000, $200,000, $200,000, $200,000, $80,000, $5,000, $20,000, and UJR jail. Best of luck to you, ma'am.
Your Honor, that concludes my business with the court. May I be excused?
Yes, ma'am. Have a good one.
Well, that was a bond reduction from $1,181,000 to $945,000. I don't think she's going anywhere anytime soon. Good morning, class. Today we're going to talk about TPOs. You see, I was watching Judge Manning's stream yesterday, and apparently there's kind of a universal misunderstanding about what exactly a TPO is and what its purpose is. So we're going to talk about what it is, and then I'm going to show you an example about how it should be used and how it shouldn't be used. And then maybe we can use this as a learning tool to help, use it the right way. Now let me show you an example of how a TPO should be used. Please notice the clear and concise questions, the clear and concise answers, and how everything is presented in an organized manner with no excess, how should we say, drama added into the mix.
Jessica Fagan for Miss Rose.
All right, Daniel William Rose Jr. I don't show service. Is he avoiding?
He is avoiding. We actually had him, we have an affidavit of service from Charleston, South Carolina. We had him personally served in Charleston.
Okay, have you filed the affidavit of service over yet?
It's being filed. My paralegal actually just closed on the sale of her home, so she just got back to the office. So she is in the process of filing that right now. And I have emails with him and his attorney where they have notice of today's hearing. And
Who's his attorney? I don't think an attorney's filed on his behalf.
they have not. He says he's going to be hiring Randy Kessler. So I'm not sure who at Mr. Kessler's will actually be handling it. But everyone's on notice and he has been personally served.
Right, and everybody's here. So if, yeah, can you email a copy of that to Ms. Free, even though your paralegal is going to file it? And we'll go ahead since last call for Mr. Daniel Rose. Daniel Rose. All right, Ms. Rose, if you raise your right hand for me. You swear affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do, Your Honor.
Down and dirty, Ms. Fagan, get my evidence so we can put it in place.
All right, Ms. Rose, you are under oath. Could you please state how you know the defendant, Daniel Rose?
I married him in 2001. We divorced in 2014, and we have 3 children.
Next question, do you and Mr. Rose have any minor children currently?
We do. We have 3 children.
All right. Has Mr. Rose ever threatened your life?
He has.
What did Mr. Rose threaten?
To put a bullet between my eyes.
And did you take this threat seriously?
Absolutely.
And were you in fear of him acting on this threat?
I am.
And what did you do in response to this threat to put a bullet between your eyes?
I went to the police department and registered it. I went to the court at Fulton County and got a temporary protective order. I called you. I, asked your advice. I stayed out of my house with my children. We left.
All right. Did you
several days.
You and the children vacated the residence?
Correct.
And were any of your children aware that Mr. Rose had threatened to put a bullet between your eyes?
They all are.
All right. Was this the first time that Mr. Rose threatened you?
No.
Has he threatened to harm you in some way previously?
Yes. He told me that I deserve whatever pain he can cause me.
All righty. I am going to show you what has, sorry, Judge Manning, it's out of order, but I'm going to show you what's been marked as Plaintiff 5. Share my screen. Ms. Rose, do you recognize this document? Simple yes or no?
I do.
And is this a true and correct copy of a text message that you received from Mr. Rose?
It is.
Judge Manning, I move to admit plaintiffs 5.
Submitted.
All right, Ms. Rose, could you quickly read the text message you sent to Mr. Rose on November 25th?
I sent him a text that said hi with a wave. It was the day after Thanksgiving. So it has a turkey emoji. It says, I hope you're having a nice holiday.
And how did Mr. Rose respond last Thanksgiving to your hope you're having a nice holiday with a turkey emoji?
He quickly texted back within seconds. I fucking hate you. You are a miserable bitch. You deserve whatever pain I can send you, period. Another text, fuck you, bitch. You are a loser. I think that's a misprint.
And then later in the day, he tells you to call him back, correct?
Hours later, after I can elaborate on what happened during that time. But yes, he did.
All right. Has Mr. Rose ever physically laid his hands on you?
Not yet.
Has he ever used his physicality in a way that you felt was to threaten you or control you?
Yes, every chance he gets, and I try not to give him opportunities to be near me, but we do have children together. So he will do things like stand in doorways where I can't pass. He will put his entire top of his body in the window of my car where I have to warn him, please back up. I don't want to roll over your feet, but I'm now going to leave.
Does he ever throw things when he's upset?
He's thrown our dogs.
Do you believe that there is a real threat of family violence occurring in the future if you do not receive this protective order today?
Yes, I know that it's a very immediate threat. I mean, he is demonstrating it, and he's a man who.
Did she say through dogs?
I'm sorry, Judge, will you
Did you say
repeat that?
through dogs?
Oh, yes, he has thrown dogs.
Anything else, Ms. Fagan?
Does he have a history of substance abuse issues to your knowledge, Ms. Rose?
He certainly does.
Is there, do you have any personal knowledge that he has drank and then operated a motor vehicle with your minor children in the car?
Yes, he does that. Boats.
Does he have a history of mental health issues to your knowledge?
And as soon as I found out about that, I have tried not to let the children be with him in a vehicle because of my concern that he's not making decisions that are safe for people, for him, for anybody. I'm sorry,
Okay.
what was the question, Ms. Fagan?
Does he have a history of mental health issues to your knowledge?
He does, yes.
Has he ever threatened suicide?
Yes.
Has he ever threatened to harm third parties?
Yes.
In the past six months, do you have any personal knowledge whether other third parties have called the police on Mr. Rose?
100%, and there are police records for that, several.
Does Mr. Rose own any weapons to your knowledge?
I know he owns a closet, a room full of weapons. Yes, he has rifles, he has pistols, he has handguns. I don't know how to speak in that language, but every gun I've ever seen on any television show, he has them.
Okay. And does he have a concealed carry permit to your knowledge?
He does. He's always had it as long as I've known him.
And is it your testimony today that family violence has occurred in the past?
Yes.
And is it your testimony today that family violence is very likely to occur in the future without this court order?
It is, yes. I'm very hopeful that the court will see my point here. Thank you.
Are you asking, in addition, are you asking for temporary sole legal, like a no contact order with the children as well as with you?
I am.
Are you asking this court to have Mr. Rose undergo a drug and alcohol evaluation?
Yes, and you and I've asked him that for weeks. I think it's 2 months now. We've been asking him to do that for his safety.
But as we sit here today, are you asking Judge Manning to order an alcohol abuse
Absolutely
evaluation? Are you asking Judge Manning to order that Mr. Rose undergo some sort of batterer's intervention program, an anger management course?
Yes, please.
Are you asking this court if it feels inclined to order that Mr. Rose continue to pay child support as court ordered?
Yes, I'm their sole caregiver. Mhm.
Are you asking this court for an order that Mr. Rose would continue to pay for the children's school tuition and other expenses as he has agreed?
I am.
Are you asking this court to award you any attorney's fees pursuant to Georgia law?
I am. I'm only here because of his actions.
All right. And how much in attorney's fees do you estimate as of today you've incurred?
$5,000.
All right. Thank you, Judge. That's our case. If you have any other questions for Ms. Rose.
No, Ms. Fagan, do you have the order in Word so that you can do it and put any language specifically about the children, put their information on the respondent's identifying fact sheet, and you can place the stuff about FVIP, drug and alcohol eval, follow any recommendations. And does he live in South Carolina?
He maintains a house both here in Fulton County and in South Carolina.
So what house are the guns at?
Both.
Okay. So right now you can get the guns that he has.
Could I get the gun that he has?
Where you're at? Y'all at the same house?
No, we have been divorced
Okay,
for
stand by there. Okay,
I do not have access.
Okay, so Ms. Fagan, put in there that he has 24 hours to turn over his weapons to, is it City of Atlanta he lives in?
Uh-huh.
Okay, he has 24 hours after getting this order that he turns in his weapon to his local police department, and his compliance date for his FFIP will also be a compliance date where he needs to show me an evidence receipt where he has turned over all his weapons. He will need to send that to the court to show that he has turned over all of his weapons.
To Ms. Free, do you want me to include her email address?
Sure, yeah. You have an order in Word, or does she need to send it to you?
If she could send it to me, I would greatly appreciate it. She can reply to the email with the affidavit that I just sent over.
That's free. Do you mind sending her the family violence Word document so she can put all that stuff in there?
Yes, I can do
Okay,
that.
Ms. Fagan, she says she just emailed you the affidavit. All right, thank you. And you want your 5,000 under the family violence statute?
Yes, please, Judge.
Or if you want to do a separate order, you can do it a rolling Floyd order, or just give him 30 days to pay it. If you want it as a Floyd order, do that. If he doesn't pay you by a certain date, we can incarcerate him in Rice Street until he pays it. If you want to do that, though, let me know, because we'll do a arrest order later if he doesn't pay it. You want a compliance date on him paying the fees?
Yes, please. I would like a compliance date on that he has turned over the weapons, registered for the anger management course, et cetera.
So can we get him on a compliance in 30 days?
Our next compliance will happen to fall, it's in 2 weeks. So the next one will be May the 2nd, I believe.
Which one do you want, Ms. Fagan? May 2nd?
I think May 2nd is fine. I think this might give him the wake-up call that my client's hoping he gets.
Okay, compliance, okay, so you got him signing up for FFIP, starting the, the eval, and definitely proof of turning over the weapons. He needs to send you an evidence receipt showing them listed and whatever he's turned them over to. All his weapons. Thank you so much, Ms. Fagan. Ms. Rose, good to see you, Ms. Fagan. Y'all stay healthy and safe.
This is an example of how a TPO should not be used.
Ms. Sims, you may be in your house, Ms. Jackie Sims, but you don't smoke in my courtroom. And you're in my courtroom.
I'm
right
sorry.
now.
I'm sorry, Judge.
That's all right. Go ahead, Ms. Thomas. When did you take this video? Take yourself off mute, Ms. Thomas, and tell me when you took the video.
This video was just from a few months ago, actually.
Okay, what does a few months ago mean?
Let's see. Let's go to it. This was from in June. This the one that I actually have that is recent that actually caught them.
So June of last year. That wasn't a few months ago.
Well, okay.
Right? Well, you got to tell me. Okay, so tell me is there audio to this video?
Yes, it is.
All right, so you're gonna have to let me hear the audio. Don't talk over it, but first tell me, what am I gonna see?
Okay, on this particular day, I was sitting in the back of my truck with my son. This was right before I had to get ready for work. Amazing Sam's came by taking out the trash. We didn't say anything to each other. She went in the house and convinced her mother that I was outside with my son talking about her, which never happened. Jackie Sands ran out the house. Bitch, this, I don't know if we could cuss, but I'm being cursed out. And I'm like, Jackie, what did I do? So I asked Amazing. I'm like, Amazing, what did I do? The daughter proceeds to run down the steps, hollering and screaming. She gonna jump on me. She gonna do this to me. All in front of my son. He's only 2 years old. The baby goes everywhere I go.
Okay, play the video.
Hey, okay.
And don't talk during it so I can hear it. Is that it? I don't hear anything being said.
And I don't understand why, Your Honor. But I mean, you could see far as what went on, another neighbor even had to come and get her for doing what she's doing. She does this all the time, Your Honor, in front of my son. I'm with my son daily. I don't bother nobody.
Okay, stop. Tell me something besides June that Miss Jackie Sims has done to you. That was June of last year. What specifically has she done to you in 2023?
He threatened to jump on me. They threatened to jump on me all the time. Other than that, nothing for Jackie Sims, Your Honor.
All right. Tell me what Miss Amazing Sims did.
Oh, okay.
Specifically, Miss Amazing Sims, and give me dates.
Specifically, Amazing Sims. Okay. Right before I took out this order, finally, I'm coming from the trash. I haven't said anything to anybody. Amazing Sims runs out the door, bitch, this, hold it, all on the porch. Her mother was having a birthday party. That's the thing. And I wasn't doing anything but taking out the trash. I gotta be bitches and hoes. Look, I got my young children. I ain't no telling when these folks gonna find a jump on me. A few months back, this was in February. Her and her mother was on the porch. The mother was right there. Amazing. She wanna yell and cuss and scream. The mother right there with her. She even threw a lit cigarette at me and my son. That's cruelty to children. She had a water bottle. She threw that. The mother knocked it down. I can't say. Jackie knocked the water bottle down. I called the police that night. Nobody came. But the next morning, I called again. And someone did come out. But he informed me that he really couldn't do anything about it because it happened the night before. I have to watch my back just taking out the trash. I wanted to sit out the other night after school. I go to school. My son goes to school. I'm in school for radiology. Barely can sit on the porch when I want to, not knowing when this girl gonna come downstairs and try to jump on me. She has ran down those steps so many times on me, and it's beyond ridiculous. And I'm tired of the situation. I want to be left alone so I could just do my studying and better my situation for my children. I don't have time for Miss Sims. I just don't. I don't want to be attacked. I don't want my son to be attacked in the process. My son follows me everywhere I go.
All right, Miss Thomas, slow down. So far, what I've heard from you is she's calling you bitches and hoes. That's what I've heard.
Throwing lit cigarettes at me and the baby, and like the girl does a lot of stuff, Your Honor, and it's not okay.
This girl
Judge Honor, can I please?
Okay, yes, stand by. Miss Jackie Sims, let me hear from you first.
Yes, ma'am. How you doing, Judge, Your Honor?
Oh, go ahead. I'm trying.
I haven't spoke to Miss Thomas in over 2 years. When I go out my door, I go past her door, I mind my own business. Everybody around here know I don't speak to her. I don't say nothing to that lady. And I don't even associate with her. I just pass by her like a tree. I don't say nothing to that lady. I ain't spoke to her over 2 years.
All right, Miss Sims, Miss Amazing Sims, what would you like to say?
Yes, ma'am. I want to clear my name about the lit cigarettes, Judge Your Honor. I have never flicked no lit cigarettes at a child. For one, every time I come outside, Miss Thomas, she rushes outside like she's eardropping at the door. She comes outside when she see me outside making noises. The other day, but it was Wednesday, before we came to court, she's out there barbecuing. I'm out there washing clothes. She has her grill right by our step. She's standing right there at the grill. As I'm coming down the steps with my laundry, she's standing right there backing up, trying to get me to bump into her. I walked over to this red car that we have out here in our parking lot. So company, my friend came over, net pulls her grill in the middle of the parking. Like we supposed to hit her or something. No, ma'am. Ain't nobody messing with this lady, ma'am. This stuff been 2 years ago.
Y'all are standing too close to one another.
Not gonna let nobody lie on my name, Judge Young.
This girl is a compulsive liar. She is compulsive. Well, how did I get a video? How did we just have words a few months ago? How did all this take place?
A few months ago, you had video in June. What video did you have recently?
My camera doesn't catch everything, though. I can honestly say my camera doesn't catch anything. But how do we, if it's been 2 years, huh? And I cannot barbecue in the middle of the parking lot when cars are coming by. That doesn't make sense. I was barbecuing.
I remember in Freaknik when I was a cop and people barbecuing in the middle of 285.
I can't barbecue in the middle of the parking lot.
Well, they did. You obviously weren't here for the first Freaknik. They barbecued in the middle of the interstate, broke out the charcoal and everything.
I just want to be left alone. I have not done anything to anybody. Ain't no way I can barbecue in the middle of our parking lot. It's a one-way in, one-way out.
Judge Your Honor, we have a spot where we all supposed to barbecue at. It's in a picnic area, and she was all out there in the parking lot trying to get me to bump her. For what? Why you keep picking with us? We're not messing with you.
This girl is a compulsive liar, Your Honor.
Ladies, look.
I'm messing with you. How do you a parking spot bothering somebody?
I know. Muting everybody. This is insane. This is insane. This is neighbors. Ladies. You know, it never matters. I give these same speeches and people roll their eyes. Ladies and women of color, you should be lifting one another up. It is hard enough out here. You should be lifting one another up, protecting one another, looking out for one another, because there's too many women out there that are getting hurt by other people, by their spouses, by their significant others, getting hurt walking up, getting hurt delivering food. And you ladies should be looking out for one another. If it's like when I was a kid, it still took a village. So if there's kids, guess what? If something was to happen and one of your children ran outside, Miss Thomas, I got a feeling, even if Miss Jackie Sims don't like you, that she would go and dash out there and get that kid from in front of the car. That's what a village does for people. Mr. Messi, iPhone. Oh my God, sir, put that cigarette out. I don't give a crap that you are outside of this. What is wrong with everybody today? You know what, Miss Reed? We're going to start bringing people in person. People are going to learn how to act in a courtroom. Here. Okay. All right. Don't you light another cigarette, sir. You heard me tell Miss Sims to stop smoking. All right. I'm not going to put this in place because you ladies seriously need to help one another. It takes everybody helping one another. It does. Don't say anything to Miss Thomas. Don't make her come back here again with complaints. But I do this, and your neighbors, and we all got to live somewhere near neighbors, and some neighbors don't like each other. Some just don't like them. But don't do this. Just decide you can't get along. But try. You're going to need each other at some point in time. Y'all place your emails in the chat. Once you do, we'll send you a copy of the dismissal. Y'all stay healthy and safe. Please take care of one another. And you know what? Be more like Michelle. They go low, you go high. They go low, you go high. Y'all be like Michelle Obama. Make us happy. Y'all place your email in the chat. We'll email you copies of the dismissals.
So I doubt that you actually learned something today, because if you were watching this, then you already know all this. But maybe you can show this to a friend who may need a little guidance on what exactly a TPO is and how to use it. Or maybe, you know, they'll stumble across this and it'll help them. Maybe. Have a good day. Y'all know I'm not a huge fan of soft sits. They frustrate the poo out of me, but I don't think I've ever seen one in front of Judge Manning, and this is pretty good. Thanks to Mikhail for sending it over to me.
Wimbishi,
Kapuma.
no, your last name.
I am Kapuma.
Okay, what's your last name? Wimbishi?
Kapuma is my last name.
Okay, so what's the first one then?
Wembeshi.
Okay, there you go. They have it reversed. Thank you. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, they
So-
have it reversed? Okay.
So it's Wimbishi Kampuma.
So your last name is Kapuma then?
My last name is Kapuma.
Okay, we'll make sure didn't want to destroy it, you know, too bad with my accent. So I guess they need to know that because they have it reversed.
Yes, and because of that, it's an invalid contract.
Well,
Because
not necessarily, that's just a typo, but.
yeah, but according to this,
We're just kind of getting started here, okay? So I'm just trying to pronounce your name right. That's basically all that is, okay? All right, so this is number 122 CP 214772. Here it's Kapuma Wimbishi, but it's actually Wimbishi Kapuma. So I think they could probably modify that at the jail. I guess y'all want to take care of that. Okay, so we got 285 days without indictment. He had a Feretta hearing and he's representing himself. So it's aggravated battery, willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer with a felony. Officer, if you could raise your right hand for me. You swear affirm testimony about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you state and spell your name into the microphone for the court reporter, please.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Patrick Marsh. First name is spelled Patrick. Last name is spelled Marsh, Marsch.
Okay, Officer Marsh.
Okay, so 1 second. So, sir, what this is a preliminary hearing, okay? It's just to establish that there's probable cause. So the DA is going to ask some questions and then you get to ask follow-up questions, okay? All right, so go ahead, Ms. Fields. And this is Ms. Kelly Fields. She's one of the assistant district attorneys. Go ahead, Ms. Fields.
Thank you, Judge. Officer Marsh, can you tell us, you already told us your name, but can you tell us where you work and what your title is?
Sure. I work for the City of Atlanta Police Department and my title is rank as an officer.
Okay, and are you post-certified?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Were you post-certified on the date in question? On December the 15th of last year?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
And can you tell us what happened on that day?
Sure.
Regarding Mr. Kapuma?
Sure. So on that day, I was dispatched to a call at 1776 Peachtree Street. There was a fight going on that apparently was going on the 4th floor at the clubhouse. We had received several calls as well, arriving on scene from a passerby saying that there might be a weapon involved. So I immediately called for backup. Officer Jones and Officer Easton arrived on scene to assist me. We go up to the 4th floor. We go to the right where the clubhouse was, and we found a white male victim named Keith Johnson that had a gash to his forehead. We had asked him what had happened, and he said that he had been knocked out by the defendant.
When you say knocked out, can you tell us what that means?
Sure. So apparently the defendant said that they had noticed, the victim had noticed the defendant acting in a strange manner. And when he went to put his hand on his shoulder to ask if everything was okay, he advised that the defendant hit his upper right eye with a closed fist, causing him to go to the floor and was unconscious.
Okay.
During that time.
So he was unconscious?
He was unconscious, but he was not unconscious when we arrived on scene. But
You regained consciousness?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, now you said that this happened at what address?
1776 Peachtree Street.
Is that in Fulton County?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
And can you identify the defendant and describe what he's wearing and where he is in relation to you?
You can stand if you need to.
Oh, I got it on the screen here, ma'am.
Yeah, that's okay.
Thank you very much. Yes, I can see the defendant. He is wearing a blue Fulton County uniform with a white shirt under it.
Okay. Let the record reflect that the witness has correctly identified the defendant All right, noted. So we talked about that that Mr. Kapuma rendered this man, Mr. Hugh, unconscious. And is that the basis of the aggravated battery?
Yes, ma'am. So under the code section of 16524, the elements of the crime for aggravated battery indicate that you render a limb unconscious. And so with the brain being a member of the body, we decided to go ahead and move forward with the aggravated battery because the brain was rendered useless during that time.
During the time that he was unconscious?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and did EMS arrive?
I'm sorry?
Did EMS arrive?
Yes, ma'am. Mhm.
And what happened with that?
I'm sorry?
What happened with, excuse me, I'm talking
Okay,
about,
all right.
what happened with that?
So during the incident of while we were trying to get the defendant into custody, he was resisting myself and numerous officers. So one of the officers on scene had to deploy a City of Atlanta issued taser in order to try and get him into custody. And during that time, that's why we called EMS to go ahead and have them remove the prongs as well as go ahead and check his vitals because he did appear to be acting in some type of irregulated manner, whether it could be on, just having a mental breakdown or something of some nature, but he clearly needed some medical attention, which is why we go ahead and called EMS as well.
Was EMS called for Mr. Hugh?
Yes.
Okay, did he allow them to treat him?
He did not need EMS. When we got there, we asked him, he said that he did not need it. Some of the witnesses and the friends who were at the event were tending to the victim.
Now, with the charge of willful obstruction, was there any violence or offering of violence or just resistance?
There was no offering of violence. There was just actively resisting when giving verbal commands.
Okay. And you said that Mr. Hugh Johnson was concerned about how Mr. Kapuma was acting.
Yes. So
can you describe how he was acting and what you were told?
yes. So what I was told by the victim is that at some point this was a company event that was going on, and during the course of the event, at some point, the defendant had put, according to Mr. Johnson, had put his AirPods into his ears, and he started being very incoherent, saying a whole bunch of stuff that Mr. Johnson didn't understand. And according to him and several other people at this event, they had never seen the defendant act in this manner before. And so when Mr. Johnson went to put his hand on the defendant's shoulder, that's when the defendant acted out.
That's when the altercation happened.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any other statements you'd like to make to the court regarding these two charges pertinent to this case?
That's pertinent to this case, no.
Okay. So I have for right now, it's your witness, Mr. Kapuma.
Mr. Kapuma. Okay, thank you, Your Honor. I have a question, right? Because according to this warrant, first of all, it shows here that he was called for a fight.
Okay, step back. What questions do you have for the officer?
Yes, that's who I'm asking, because I can't see him, so.
Oh, okay.
You can't see him on your.
Okay, so he was called in for a fight, right? So according to this statement, Keith Johnson put his hand first on me. Then I reacted to that with a punch. It doesn't show how hard he pushed my shoulder. It was in a hostile situation because I was at a party.
Okay, so stand by. What is your question?
So
who, what, where, why, when?
So in that situation, who was the aggressor in that situation? Because he put his hands first on me.
Just ask a question.
So, okay, so based on when we spoke to the witness, I had the witness actually show me how he placed his hand on the defendant. And Mr. Johnson said he basically just placed his hand in a almost caring way, just a concerning way on his shoulder to see if everything was okay. And that's when the defendant acted out and hit the victim.
Okay, next question.
So is there a written signed statement from the witness? about that incident to describe what you're saying so that they sworn like a sworn
Hold on.
a sworn affidavit?
Who, what, where, why,
I'm
when?
gonna have to object. Compound question. Can we?
All right. So you asking for like this. Do you have a written statement from the victim?
Do I have written a statement? No. Do I have it on body camera? Yes.
Okay. Next question.
So there's body camera for the entire event from all 5 officers of what happened.
Yes. So my body camera was activated from the time I arrived into the parking deck before I made contact with anybody up until the very end of the incident as well. So there is a full body camera footage from start to finish, including a body camera footage from each of the officers during the interaction as well.
Okay, so from my recollection, right?
Whoa. No. If you want to say something, you have to ask him a question. So she asked him questions, so you ask follow-up questions to what she asked.
Okay. So based on the body cam video that you're saying, does it show that I was tased until I passed out or died and then had to be resuscitated?
So the body camera footage from Mr. Jones, I would appear because Mr. Jones is the one who tased the defendant, but the defendant at no point in time lost any consciousness or at any point in time had to be resuscitated by Grady.
Okay. Next question.
So I understand. So when will I be able to see the body cam? Because I haven't had a chance to look at it, see what exactly happened on that event.
All of that gets turned over at discovery, but allegedly you were there. So what's your next question for him?
According to the law, which I'm new to, did I give consent to be arrested? Because according to the
Judge, counsel, or I don't know if I should call him counsel, but
that's actually
he's been testifying, and so we object to testifying.
So did you give consent to be arrested? Did he give you his consent to be arrested?
Your Honor, he did not consent to get arrested, but based on the elements of the crime, we had enough probable cause to make the arrest.
Okay, next question.
Was based on my understanding.
No. Next question. If you want to say something later, you can, but what's your next question for him?
Okay, so in terms of the resisting arrest, is it not my right not to resist if there's no jurisdiction over me?
Stand by.
You said stand up?
No, I told him to stand by. I didn't know if you had an objection.
Yes, I have a judge. I understand you're giving him leeway, and I understand the reason for that. However, counsel has been not asking direct questions on cross, and he has been testifying numerous times. So we just have an overall objection to that testifying that's been happening from pretty much from the start of this questioning. So we ask that he ask direct questions, not have this kind of commentary in addition to his questions.
So what you're asking is him to draw a legal conclusion. So
yes.
What's your next question? What's your next question for him?
Because for me, it's mainly about consent and jurisdiction.
Hold on. But that's argument. But what question do you have for him?
I don't have any questions for him.
All right.
Okay.
Anything else with the officer?
I do have some redirect.
Okay, go ahead.
So, officer, I know I was calling this the victim Hugh. That was my mistake. I meant to say the correct victim's name is Keith Johnson. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Johnson was hit by Mr. Kapuma.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Any follow-up based on those questions that she asked?
Basically, not really.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
officer. Stay safe out there.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Stay
have a
safe
good
as well.
All right. Go ahead with the argument. What's here from the state?
So, Judge, I believe that we have met our burdens for our probable cause for the first charge, which is aggravated battery. The defendant did render Mr. Keith Johnson's brain useless by, rendering him unconscious for a period of time, where he did, fortunately regain consciousness, but he was rendered unconscious for a little while after he was struck by Mr. Kapuma. And as far as the willful obstruction, we understand there was no violence or offering of violence against, the officers and Mr. Marsh and other officers at the party. So we suggest that should be a misdemeanor and not a felony. But other than that, we think there's probable cause for both charges as just stated by myself and the state.
All right. Do you want to respond? Now, this is where you give argument. So now is your chance to give argument.
Okay, so first of all, based on just this warrant, my name is spelled in capital letters. It's in reverse. From my understanding of law, that's a name of a strawman or a corporation. So that does not apply to me because it says the accused is capitalized. That's a corporation, and a strawman, which has no bearing to me. And in this matter, I do not give consent or agree to represent my strawman in this case because I'm a sovereign being. I'm an internationally protected person. But at the same time, from my understanding of the constitutional law, which is the law of the land, I have to give informed consent or sign a contract in order to be judged or in order for the case to move forward in this regard. Because according to the Fifth Amendment, one of the things is before I can be arrested or detained, I have to be indicted. I have not been indicted. One, I did not give consent to be arrested or to be tried under this jurisdiction because I operate under common law. That's my jurisdiction, common law, God's law, and natural law. I do not consent to be tried by the Admiralty law system, which is evident by the God fringe on the flag and the eagle at the top, which shows this is the maritime law, which is commercial law. And as a sovereign being, I report to God. God is my judge. As it relates to how I interact with other humans, it's only by common law, which is when I injure a human being, and that's also dealt with in the common law court. And based on my international status, because I am a king where I come from, an internationally protected person. So according to Executive Order 143107, which is human rights, this is a violation of human rights. From my understanding of the law and my rights, my unalienable rights, if I have not given consent to be tried or to be held or to be detained by or given jurisdiction authority to the officer, and they arrest me, that's a kidnapping, and I'm being held hostage right now. Because according to the Constitution, I have to be indicted before I can be detained. That's according to the Fifth Amendment rights. And the Constitution, from what I understand, is still the law of the land. Because according to the Supremacy Clause, every case, if I can cite one case, which is the Madison versus Marbury, every case in that situation, which cited that case as into the legality of the constitutional unconstitutionality of any situation, was overturned by the Supreme Court. So in this situation, yes, I did react to Keith Johnson putting his hands on me. Though the witness may have said something, they might have been friends with Keith Johnson. I reacted to a situation. For every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. He touched me first. I reacted. When the officers came to arrest me, I didn't do anything wrong but defend myself. I've been charged with willful obstruction. According to the Constitution, according to my unalienable rights, according to my human rights, I've got the right to defend myself. If I put up on anyone over here and just touched you on your shoulder without even asking for your consent, some people will tase me. The officer will shoot me. But if the same thing happens to me, he touched me first. I reacted off of that. That's self-defense.
Okay, anything else? All right, so I'll find probable cause on the aggravated battery, and then the misdemeanor, the willful obstruction will be reduced to a misdemeanor. And we'll go ahead and address bond. Let's see, because right now, bond. Let's see. Right now, as of June 27th, there is a $30,000 good bond.
The defendant has 3 cycles The defendant's last arrest was May the 9th, 2021 in Dunwoody, Georgia, for terroristic threats act and possession of a firearm during commission of a felony, a criminal attempt to commit a felony. There was no disposition for that arrest, and there are no convictions listed in the GCIC. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
All right. Go ahead with your bond argument, sir.
First of all, it was just a punch, and I don't see how it can be a felony. And if it was pretty much a misdemeanor at best, because it was self-defense, misdemeanor at best, the maximum is 1 year, and I've already done 10 months in jail pretty much for one punch in self-defense, in defense of myself. At the same time, I feel like I have already done the time for this.
Okay, anything else? All right, what says the state?
Judge, the state is inclined to keep the bond as is because the severity of the injury that took place. Yes, Mr. Keith Johnson, he rendered unconscious. The punch that, counsel is trying to minimize was very severe. The punch took him out. So because of that, and then him resisting arrest, we do believe that the $30,000 bond is sufficient.
All right, so it'll be no further contact with Keith Johnson. Stay away from 1777 Peachtree Street Northeast. You're gonna have no drugs unless prescribed, no alcohol, no weapons. It's going off my bond order of 627. You have an ankle monitor paid for by the county with a 24-hour curfew, court, lawyer, medical, employment, as long as you supply the name of your employer, proof of employment schedule, and the exact location you'll be working. Are you still gonna live in Roswell, sir?
Sandy Springs.
Sandy Springs, okay. All right. So just supply a good address to the jail upon release. So 15,000 count one and count two is reduced to misdemeanor, so that'll be 5,000. So $20,000 good bond. Best of luck to you, sir.
I know how much you guys love a good TPO. Boy, do I got one for you. Enjoy.
And Mr. Render.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. If you both raise your right hand for me. All right. The elsewhere affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Mr. Smith. You gotta take yourself off mute, Mr. Smith.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and Mr. Render.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Mr. Smith, same thing. Start from those recent events. This is between you. So there is a Lamonte, right?
Right. Which
Okay, so
I don't know what it is.
I don't want to hear anything that happened between Mr. Smith, you and Lamonte. All I want to hear is what happened between you and Dante. Okay? So don't bring anything up about the other person because that's not relevant here. All right. All right. Start from the most recent event and then work backwards, please. Go ahead, sir. Mr. Smith, and now hear from
Okay,
you.
on December the 15th, around 11 p.m., Dante came to my house and shot through my window in my residence where I live at.
All right, so I'm going to ask you one dumb question, okay? Anybody say, how do you know it was Dante?
Because I physically saw him.
Okay, all right. And then go ahead. What else has happened?
And before that, he had came to my house and he had threatened me and said that he wanted to fight me. And not only that, he had also brought a weapon, the same weapon that he used to shoot in my house. Yeah.
So when did he come there and how many times and roughly when would he come there and say he wanted to fight you?
This was on, I believe, December the 8th, if I'm not mistaken.
First part of December? Anything happened in November?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so tell me why it is you think that he came by and you say he shot at your house.
because I was on Instagram Live and I had made some comments about him. And, whether, it was true or not, like, they don't give you a right to shoot into somebody's house. Like, he was almost killed me. The bullet actually missed me like 4 inches.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Render. What do you want to say, Mr. Render? Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I haven't seen this man LaShawn. Well, on the paperwork it says Mike, so I haven't seen Mike, and until this year, since my brother just got out of jail, and that time I did go over his house because I am allowed to carry. Yes. So, yes, I did have my firearm on me, but I actually went over there to enjoy the company with my brother because that's the house that my brother's. The house is actually in his name. That's what my brother was telling me, and I've only been to the house one time. So after that day, he actually told me in his house that he wasn't comfortable with me in there. So I told my brother, "Get your stuff and let's go." Right after we left, he went to Instagram and started putting my address on Instagram, put my number on Instagram. And then I had random people calling my phone talking about that, "Oh, you about to die because you shot my cousin's house up," and da 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 da. And I'm like, "How'd I do this? When did I do this?" Then he calls me and say that, "Oh, I seen your brother just come shoot my house up." But I called my brother. My brother had just got off work. So, and honestly, I just recently got in contact with LaShawn himself only because my brother just got out of jail. And I feel like he's saying it's me because he just admitted that he's talking crap about me on Instagram. I restricted him from my Instagram page. I didn't file anything about him but it is on YouTube. My address, my house is on YouTube, phone number. I got random people calling my phone from everywhere, threatening me and stuff. But
Really upset. And I kind of don't want to tell him about this guy called Google because he is putting his shit out everywhere. Oops. Look, there's an address, phone number. I mean, I understand being upset, but you got to realize that a lot of the stuff people are putting out there, yes, they shouldn't be putting it out there, but it's also public record and anybody could get it if they Googled it. So it's more that he's putting your name out there and who you are, not that he's putting your information out there, because information is readily available. Who you are isn't really well known. So apparently he's got some Instagram followers and he's throwing you out there. And that's the issue, not the fact that he's putting your address and stuff out there, because, a 5-year-old could type in your name and get it.
Restricted him from my Instagram page. I didn't file anything about him but it is on YouTube. My address, my house is on YouTube, phone number. I got random people calling my phone from everywhere, threatening me and stuff. But I don't talk to this man. I don't do nothing with this man. His whole issue is with my brother because my brother left him.
That's not true. I don't care about your brother leaving me.
So,
period. Like, your brother is a crackhead.
So why would you say? So why would you just say?
Hold on. Talk to me, Mr. Render. So why would he say that you shot at his house?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, why would you say that you seen me come to your house and shoot your house up?
No, I'm asking you why you think he would say that, Mr. Render. I mean,
he just admitted that he's on Instagram. He said that he's on Instagram talking about me and my brother. So if I'm the topic of the subject, then that's probably why he said that. But then again, he talks about so many more people. So who was to say that he said with me, my brother, whoever else he argue with? It's like.
But why would he say you shot at his house?
Who knows? I don't know.
Mr. Smith, anything you want to say?
Yes, Judge, he knows exactly what he did, and I really want this protection order. I already filed a warrant out against him and his brother.
Trying to figure out how he's got a warrant out for him. He put a warrant out. Is he a cop? District attorney? Prosecutor? So I thought maybe there's something I don't know. Maybe it's slang. Maybe he can do that. Maybe he's talking about a restraining order. I don't know. So I went and I looked it up in Urban Dictionary, and no, warrant's a warrant. cops got to sign a warrant. However, I did learn that there's such thing as a self-arrest warrant, which is a legal document you may issue for the purpose of placing yourself under arrest and judging yourself not fit for any public duty. I might need to use that.
Telling me that he hate niggas like me and all of this, and I have proof of that also, Judge. And I also
Objection.
want him to pay for my windows and everything that he damaged.
Neither one of you.
Objection. Objection.
What's your objection, Mr. Render?
Okay. First of all, I went to your Instagram and basically made a voice message first, asking you why you got these folks, why you put my Instagram, why you put my number and address online. That's why I came to your DM and said I don't like people like you because y'all got.
And you know why I put your number on there?
No argument. Okay, hold on, Mr. Smith.
Okay.
Are you going to share your screen and show me any messages? What's your?
Yes, I am.
All right, hold on, Mr. Render. I'll do this real quick.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. While you're trying to do that, I'm gonna let these other people in real quick for the 2 o'clock hearing. So stand by. All right, we'll get back to you guys. Go ahead, Mr. Smith. That was it for them. So go ahead if you want to share your screen. Go ahead.
One second. So this is
No, so all I see is, hold on, don't sit yet. Okay. Stop.
This is one
Hold
of
on,
the
hold on.
messages.
This says little Polaroid. With little Polaroid.
Oh, wait, hold on.
I mean, what is it you're wanting to show me?
He's trying to show you the message that I sent him after the folks was calling my phone.
Okay, so
And-
what you think he's trying to show is what, hold on, Mr. Smith, well, you're trying to show me a message he sent you on, is it Instagram, right?
Right, correct.
Okay, pull that up, but how do you know what, I mean, is it little Polaroid?
It's like the camera,
Yeah.
little Polaroid.
Okay.
He also said something, he said, I hate niggas like you, like.
Yeah, but you
there's a
gotta
hate-
show it to me, Mr. Smith. How do you
Okay,
know?
can you see, Judge?
Okay, I can now, hold on a sec. What's the date? Because
This was on December the 15th.
okay, hold on.
It's
Okay,
the
'cause
same
the
day
little,
that my
hold on,
house
the
got
little
shot
square,
up.
the little square from my screen.
Oh, I don't know why it printed like that. Hold on.
No, hold on.
Judge.
Can
Let
you
me-
move that? Can you move that little square?
I don't know if I can.
All right, then drag it down a little bit so I can read the date.
Okay, I don't know if I can move that. Let me go back
Is
and,
this a screenshot?
yes, ma'am.
All right, just go ahead. Show it again. Let me read it.
Oh, actually, I can just share it with you on my Instagram. Hold on. Oh, no, I can't do that. One second.
You want me to screenshot it and share it for you, Your Honor?
No, I got it. Thank you. Okay.
Once again, I'm reminding you, I have 2 screens. I'm looking at my second screen so I can see whenever he shares it. So
Right.
pay attention. Go ahead.
I've been here since what? Since 10 o'clock this morning.
Hey, well, I didn't come on until I took over from Mr. Cooper. So hold on.
Yeah, the guy
Hold
said
on.
he was in for you.
Yeah, he filled in.
Okay.
So,
Okay, Judge, here's one of the videos. Like, you
Hey, hold
sent me a recorded message.
okay, can you play the message or no? Wait a minute. Do this,
Yes, I gotta play it, but I just wanted to verify the date for you. This
Okay.
was like, my house got shot up at 11. He called my house, he called my Instagram right after that and said what he said. So I know that, And also, let me show you this.
So what was after that?
This one right here.
You see where it says that you got people calling my phone? That's why I called
Yeah,
your
but you
phone.
can't verify that I had anybody calling your phone.
Yes, I can. I can screenshot it. Yes, I can.
Okay, well, that still don't make it right for you to shoot in my house, though.
Yes, I
You know,
can.
like-
No,
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 it
no, no,
don't.
no, no.
They
I
don't give
never
you a
came to
right.
your house.
And Judge,
Wait, hold on, stop arguing with him, Mr. Smith. Get that back up there a second.
Right,
Can you
right,
put that
right.
back
It's
up
not
so I can
argument.
read
It's
it?
just- right,
But don't argue with one another.
all right.
All right, hold on. So all of this is from Mr. Winters, what you're saying, Mr. Smith, right?
Yes, this
Yes,
all from
ma'am.
me on the
Okay.
gray side.
Okay, let's see. Okay, is there more?
Yes, Judge.
No.
Okay, go then, if there's more, go ahead, go to the next one.
Okay. And this was when he was texting me with the recorded messages and stuff. I might have to play it on another stream.
Okay,
another
is there
device.
more? So I've seen this page. Is there more messages after that last?
No, I haven't been in contact with him, Your Honor.
No, ma'am.
At all. Until
Okay.
these people, random people from Mexico, New York, DC, Oregon. I had one call me from Nigeria. It's threatening me like, oh, you can't come here, you can't stay there. I know where you stay. Your house is green. He put your house on YouTube, and we're going to pull up tonight. And like, honestly, I should be in fear in my life. I live by God. So
honestly, yeah, you don't live by no God coming to somebody's house making problems and creating problems.
Hey, hold up, let's stop arguing with each other. Please,
Can I
please,
say
please,
something,
please
Judge?
stop, stop. No,
this
not
is
to
what he
him.
does, Your Honor, on Instagram.
No,
all
this
day.
is to you, Judge.
I've always thought Judge Manning was amazing. I absolutely love watching her. I think she is incredibly fair, and she handles everything about as perfectly as a normal human being can handle it. She acts like a real person and understands on a real life level, and I think that is exceptional in today's effed up world. However, my respect for her just went to a whole new level with the amount of patience she's showing for these two. I am pretty sure in a former life she was like a preschool teacher or some kind of saint, because I don't know who on earth has the patience to deal with that kind of drama without throwing something. F-bombs, or at least like a stapler, maybe tape dispenser, something.
For battery on someone and terroristic threats, and you shouldn't be
Me?
allowed to carry a gun
Okay, well,
to assault no one else.
Mr. Smith.
What does that have to
you
do with
laughing,
anything?
but you actually have a warrant for your arrest. You need to turn yourself in. It's not
I
funny.
don't have a warrant for
think
my
nothing
arrest.
about this.
Oh, stop, Mr. Smith, stop, stop.
You see, Your Honor, he does this every day on a daily, and this is what excites him.
Let me ask you a question. I see where his message is. Okay, and you say he shot your nephew, but
No, he said he know
something.
I did it.
Yeah. So, but Mr. Smith, why did you put stuff on social media about Dante Renner?
Judge, this was after he shot my home up. I didn't care about his brother.
So let me ask you a question,
leaving
Mr.
me. I
Smith.
didn't
So hold on. Let me ask you, because I want to figure this out. So you say he shot your house up.
Yes.
So the first thing you did was go to Instagram and make a video.
No, I went to Instagram to let because I was on Instagram live when he came to shoot my house up.
Okay, hold on.
I was on Instagram live,
So then, what
and
day
they actually saw.
When did you call the police though?
I called the police right after this happened.
So where's the video where you were on Instagram live and the shot happened?
I don't have that video, Judge, but it's somewhere out there.
I mean,
What?
It's somewhere.
It's on YouTube with all my information on it. If I had the link, I could just send you the link through your email. He literally, basically, because I'm a music artist, I do music, and people die out here by putting their address on the internet. That's actually a public safety hazard. So for LaShawn, well, on the paperwork it says Mike. So for Michael to put my phone number, address, and color of my house out on it says Mike on the paperwork. I apologize. Yeah, that's what he does, Your Honor. But yeah, so it's like basically since my brother broke up with him, he's been mad, upset, and I have been the talk of his life, me and my brother. So whatever happened to his house or however it happened, he just instantly just say, "Oh, he did it. He did it." He's mad because my brother left him. Lamonte is his boyfriend. I'm not gay at all.
And there we have our answer. Two grown men do not fight like this unless there is a reason. And 99.9% of times, that reason is money or a relationship. There you go.
To you. I just want the protection order for him to stay away from me. Nobody knows where I live but
don't mess with him, Your
and
Honor.
his brother.
Okay,
Don't
so
nobody know where I live at, Judge.
So then let me ask you
So-
this. Let me ask you this. So, but you filed one against Lamonte also. So how'd you file one against Lamonte?
That's his boyfriend.
I filed a protection order against him as well.
That's his boyfriend, my brother Lamonte.
No,
he actually
no, he's
paroled
not.
out at his house, and my brother's name is on his house. That's why I know you stay at. That one time I went over there.
Hold on one second. Let me see something.
Lord have mercy.
Okay, so in Lamonte's, you also say your house was shot at. Let me see.
It's probably the same thing on both paperworks.
No, I said that they was together, Judge. Yes,
So then,
that's what I said.
okay, I read it, but how do you know who shot your house?
I saw them.
Okay, that's what I'm just trying to figure out. Okay, were you watching out the window and saw the car drive by and somebody hang out the window and shoot?
No, I was looking out the window and I saw them actually physically walk up to my house and shoot my house up. Yes, I did, Judge.
So they were walking, they weren't in a car. So which one did?
Right, they parked their car on the side street from my house and they came.
She said
up
which
to my
one did
house
it.
up.
Yeah, so which one?
She said which one did it.
Which one? What you say, Judge?
And which one
Which
of
one
them
did it?
actually shot?
The one that's on the screen right now, Dante Render.
So what did Lamonte do?
Lamonte has been putting his hands on me and he choked me out and he told me he's gonna kill me.
But on the day of the alleged shooting, he didn't.
No, he didn't do anything that particular day. No.
So how was?
Okay. All right. Anything else, Mr. Smith?
No, I just want these protection orders to be granted because I fear for my safety and my family's safety. And I've done everything
Objection, Your Honor.
as far as to talking to APD and, getting warrants secured for both of them.
But, so who's taking the warrant, you or APD?
No, APD has taken their own warrant, but I am going to take a warrant on Lamonte for choking me out, and it's on video as well.
Now you putting some on Monte now.
Okay.
Because he's not here. You see, Your Honor, can I have a table?
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so if Monte was here, it probably would have been, oh, Monte shot my house up. But since I'm here, I did it. Now he wants to take out a warrant on Lamonte because Lamonte's not here.
Well, this was already done prior
It's just
to this
ongoing.
date, so
it's just ongoing. So, Your Honor,
Judge,
honestly, the way I feel,
Your Honor,
I feel
this
like
was done
if
prior
you
to
was
me
to,
coming to court today.
Hold on.
can I have the floor, Your Honor?
So when did APD allegedly tell you they took out a warrant, Mr. Smith?
This was last week.
So the words that came out of their mouth is they took a warrant.
Yes, they, well, for Dante Render, yes.
For Dante Render. So why when I went down to APD, after trying to figure out everything was going on, they said it was nothing going on with me.
All right, so.
Because I actually go check up on my stuff. I have nothing going on with me. Your Honor, I actually just got done paying my bond off.
So
actually,
4
Judge,
days
I
ago.
have the proof. I have the detective name. If you want that, he has an
detective's
active
not here.
warrant for his
What happened-
arrest.
But here's the
Detective's
thing.
not here.
So here's the thing, is that I guess I just don't understand, and when I say young folks, I don't mean that in any negative
Go ahead
way.
and say it. Go ahead and say it because they're
Wanna-
crazy, young folks.
Want to put everything on, social media. I mean, some of these young folks
Right.
want to see people
Judge,
fighting and they
but Judge,
videotape it and live stream it. I don't
Excuse me.
understand.
Judge, can I say something?
Well, hold on, no, because I'm
The
not.
reason why
I'm
I
not
put it on
finished.
social
I'm not
media,
finished.
because
I'm not
I was
finished.
in
I'm
fear.
not finished. I'm not finished.
Okay,
Young
okay.
folks will see a group of people fighting and they'll videotape it and live stream it And then,
And
what are they calling the police to try, but they're laughing and encouraging people fighting and tearing stuff up and you get mad at one another and you put people's address and I don't know if y'all have paid attention to the world today.
this world is messed up.
It is not, it is just, it's not just.
Preach. World is messed up. And y'all bringing your petty ass high school cheerleader drama from the cafeteria line into the courtroom when there is some real serious shit that should be going on in the courtroom. And they're already backlogged and they're spending 2 hours listening to y'all bickering back and forth like a bunch of kids. Like, block. BLOCK. There's a button that says block. Do it. Ignore each other. Sit on separate corners of the internet. Just move on with your lives. Act like adults.
Not play fair. The world does not play fair. And the fact that my address is on the internet and I have random people calling my phone that I don't even know of, Your Honor, it's like,
Judge, can I say something?
So hold on. I just don't understand why, I mean, I don't know if you're whatever. Social
help me
media,
out, Your Honor, please.
But look, I just don't understand why you put all that, you didn't let the police handle it and stuff. Because now,
help me understand.
let's say he did it, and he didn't file a counterclaim, but that's dangerous for you. Also, I get it. You say he shot at your house, but it's dangerous for you to put his information out there now.
Judge, there was after he had shot at my home. That's when I put his in because they could have shot me, Judge, and nobody would have known who shot me.
I'm not saying that didn't, but why did you put his information on social? Why didn't you just let the police handle it? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Because after he shot at my
it's like
home,
you're not even sure who did it. You have so
I
much
didn't put
stuff.
his address. I put his name up there. I put his name up there. Judge, can he please be quiet while I'm talking? That's so rude.
I just want to see. I want to see the video. I want to see the video. I want to see this video. And if the video, you should hear the gun go off, right?
Right.
Okay, so I want to see the video.
APD, they got the video, but
No,
I don't have it.
You put it up on your
They have
social
way
media.
more evidence than I have.
Okay, Mr. Smith.
He don't want to pull it up because the evidence of him putting my address and name
Judge,
is
I
going
don't
to be
have
right
the
up under
video.
that video. That's exactly why. Pull it up, LaShawn.
I don't have it, Judge. You pull it up. You the one who's telling her I did it.
Oh, so I want to see the video when you were streaming live that shows him where I hear a gunshot. That's what I want to hear.
Judge, I'm
Mr.
showing.
Smith,
I can show you pictures of my home being that my window that I had to repair and all the damage I had to do to my walls and all the repairs I had to make. I want this protection order granted, and I want
Mr. Smith,
everything that he done.
So when you were streaming live, there should be a gunshot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, you stream live, it's on your phone, so pull up your Instagram account. I mean,
Thank you.
Judge, I didn't save it to my phone, but I'm an
it's in your archives.
And it's several people that screen recorded, what happened. Like I wasn't even really talking about him. Like I was just saying in general, they don't give you a right to come to somebody's house. Like nobody know where I live at, Judge.
Mr. Render, hold on.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
So you were able to give a copy of the video to the cops, but you don't have a copy, Mr. Smith.
No, I don't have the video. No.
I mean, help me. So if you're streaming it, didn't it post on your Instagram page or whatever?
No, ma'am.
So where does it go?
Well, I didn't save it. You have to save it, but somebody screen recorded it. That's how APD was able to get it because it was screen recorded. I never, said that I didn't put his name up there. Yes, I did. When you shot my house up, I put your name out there because I wanted people to know who shot at my house. And if something would have happened to me, I wanted people to know who had did it.
Why would you say I did it?
Yeah, I know for a fact you did it.
Why would you say I did it? Because Monte broke up with you. Sorry, y'all.
No, that ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm not son Monte. Nothing that he got going on. I'm not son none of that. So why you keep bringing Monte name up? We're talking about you right now.
Your Honor.
Okay.
Lord have mercy.
I mean, I'm
This is
really,
a big he say, she say type of thing. It's basically like as if LaShawn was to, if I was to say date a person and now I hate that person and now it's like, okay, I'm gonna figure out a way, because he said I actually have something from this Instagram page, Fox 5, that says that he's on here saying that you're gay and you did this and that, oh, you having sex with your brother, that's why you came and took your brother. And he was like, I'm going to make sure I put those N-words in jail. So this is what I feel like he's
Well, where's
conjuring
your
up.
proof at?
okay,
Where's
hold
your
on.
proof
All right,
at?
hold on, guys. I've got. Woo. All right, so
We are not on the playground running up to the teacher, seeing who's got the best story to get her to believe it. Like, you need actual proof, evidence, and you're the one who brought this claim, which means the burden of proof is on you, and you said he shot up your house, and that's the whole reason you need a restraining order. You can't go get a restraining order because he's sitting there running your mouth and hurting your feelings. I'm sorry. Poor baby. It'll be okay. The mean man said bad things. Life's hard. He shot your freaking house up. Like, where's the proof of that shit? Did you call the cops? Did you do something? Did you take a picture? Video of them running down the street? Because I know you got your camera with you. You got your phone in your pocket because you're an influencer. You're a big deal. You got to have your phone with you all the time. You might see something important. You got to take a selfie with it so you can, put it on Instagram.
Fact, here it is, right here. Let's just go ahead and pull it up. Because
what is it you gonna share? Mr. Render, what is it
if
you're
the
trying
page
to share?
hasn't got deleted, I'll be trying to find this page. FOX.
What page is this?
It's a Instagram page that when the incident occurred, they called me and was like, LaShawn posted a video saying that, oh, you're having sex with your brother. You came and took your brother away from him out his house because you want to have sex with him. And now that he's trying to put you guys in jail, he has a warrant out for y'all. And then the shooting happened. So I hit him up on Instagram like, what the fuck? Like, literally.
So you wanted to show me whatever, you're fine, go ahead.
Right there. Can you hear it?
No, sir, you're not sharing your screen.
1 second, I'm finna share my screen, Your Honor. You see the screen, Your Honor?
Yes, sir. Just gotta pull up what it is you
So
want.
bad, like Monte, they want
Can
to
you
see
hear
who
it?
Monte is.
Uh-huh.
Who is Monte?
The nigga
That's his real name.
I was talking to, and his brother, his faggot ass brother, don't want to fuck him. His brother want to fuck him so bad. Like Monte, they want to see who Monte is.
Who
That's
is
what we do
Monte?
all day, Your
That's
Honor.
his.
Was that the whole video?
Yes, that's what I was sent to by this Atlanta drama page.
Okay. Did I say your name though? Did I mention you? Did I mention your name?
Oh, wait 1 second. You hear it, Your Honor?
No, sir, not yet. You gotta share your screen again.
Oh, wait 1 second. Let me share my screen one more time, Your Honor.
Okay.
Like, I just been the topic of his life lately.
Well, I'm gonna go back in the comments. You continue to show, man. I ain't gonna mess it up.
Period. But yeah, Luke, I didn't do that shit for clout. This shit really did happen. Like this whole been talking shit for years. And like I got tired of I forgot where that whole stayed at. and somebody on the live told me where the hoe lived at, and that's when I pulled up.
That's him pulling up on my.
Okay,
That's nothing to worry
keep
about.
playing so
I
I can
don't
hear.
want to date nobody named Monte, girl, period. I don't want you to, because when that nigga came back home from prison, his motherfucker wider than 280 motherfucking 5, period. Why booty hole ass nigga? Why booty hole? That nigga booty hole. Why then he wanted his ass ate? I ain't finna eat no ass. I ain't never even ain't no reason why he didn't want Monte around me, because the brother had like he wanted to fuck me too. But if he wanted to fuck me, that's all he had to say. But see now, Snoop, I'm finna be messy. I'm finna give you all that shit. I'm finna be messy, like for real. Like I was trying to goddamn lay low off this shit, but it just got me fucked up.
Oh, child. Okay, well, I'm gonna go back in the comments. I'm gonna let you continue the show, honey. I ain't gonna mess it up.
Period. But yeah, Snoop, I didn't do that shit for clout. This shit really did happen. Like these hoes been talking shit for years. And you know, like I got tired of I forgot where that hoe stayed at. And somebody on the live told me where that hoe lived at. And that's when I pulled up. I'm an Instagram influencer. That's what I do, Judge. I get on live, and that's how I make my money. I talk about certain things that happen. I just don't feel like that's enough, Judge. Like I mean, what?
Mr.
Like,
Smith,
what?
so Mr. Smith, hold on. I'm not making light of anything that's happened. But was those videos after the alleged gunshot to your house?
No.
So when were those videos made?
That was the same night that he talked about, December the 15th.
Is that the night of the gunshot?
The same night that my house got shot up. Excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask Chris. And so somebody shot at your house. You think it's Mr. Render, right?
I know it's him, Judge.
Hey, listen to me. Oh, you think it's Mr. Render, but you get on with Snoop Money Chaser.
No, Judge, this live was before the shooting. That's what I'm letting you know. This live was before the shooting happened.
You heard me on how he said he pulled up on somebody and he didn't know where she stayed at. But
like I said, nobody knew where I lived at. Nobody knew where my house
both of you. I want to hear. Look, I'm meeting both of y'all. I want to hear and see
the
video where the shooting happened. That's what
Sean.
Mike. That's what I need to. That's what I need to see. Were any of those videos after the shooting?
Michael?
No, ma'am. This was all before the shooting.
So I want you to. Here's what I mean.
Oh, and to reiterate again, the last time I talked to him, I think was 2018, 2019. I just came back into contact with this guy. My brother got out of jail because he paroled over out at his house. That's how. So for a PTO, a FPO, like,
all right.
I don't even mess with him.
So here's what I got.
I don't have contact with this man. I don't like what?
Gentlemen.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, Mr. Smith,
it's crazy.
Here's the thing. I mean, you want to show me a whole, but I mean, so
we're waiting on the video.
Again, Judge.
You need to give me the video, Mr. Smith.
I'm waiting on the video.
Judge, I don't have the video. I got pictures of my home having holes in the wall.
I understand, Mr. Smith, but the video with them being is going to prove who it was.
It's going to show me doing it. It's going to show Monte running away.
So, can you get the video from the police?
No. I can't because I can't do that. I mean, why do I have to get a video to get a protection order?
Well, because
when I almost lost my life.
Mr. Smith, you have the burden of proving that this event happened.
Right. And I am. And I'm gonna prove it. I'm right now I'm trying to get a lawyer and everything. So, you know, like he have a
no, you have the burden.
Like either way it goes, he's going to jail.
Mr. Smith, you're gonna have to stop talking over me. You have the burden right here of proving preponderance of the evidence that this happened. And so far, all you've done is say that it happened. he has shown me videos with you saying all kinds of stuff. And you showed me
Right,
the
but
text
did I ever
messages.
mention his name, Judge? This
And
is
you
me
showed,
I'm an
and
Instagram
you
influencer.
just ain't gonna let me talk, are you? And you showed me Instagram messages where he says something to the effect of, why are you saying that you shot at the house? It's not saying even like the other, like guy before you said, I hit you. So that's what I'm saying, Mr. Smith. You can get a copy of that video that you gave to the police. And I've got you on mute. So that's what I'm saying. Right now, it's just, I mean, the other ones, at least I saw the text and things like that. I don't understand how you don't have a copy of the video. I just don't understand that. And this is not my first rodeo. I was a police before, and you can come and see you're talking. I got you muted, Mr. Smith. That's because you keep talking over me. All right. You feel free to reapply, but honestly, you're gonna have to have a copy of that video because
Don't worry, he have a warrant out for his arrest. Have a good day, Judge. Bye-bye.
Whoa, Judge, is he allowed to do that?
Mr. Render, well, you didn't want to hear the rest of what I said. Mr. Render, if you'll place your email in the chat, we'll email you a copy of the dismissal, okay?
Thank you so much. And he's about to go on Instagram right now and do more. I guarantee you, Judge. So when he does, how do I go about
Mr. Render,
recording his?
Both of y'all can file a TPO again.
Oh, I'm okay. It's his. But let me just put my email in there because that's crazy.
Once you do, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Have a good New Year. Stay healthy and safe.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Y'all, I am not even gonna try and unpack that shit show, but I hope you enjoyed it. Wow. Just wow. Like, there are more important things in life right now that people should be worried about. You know, murders and stuff that are going on. But it is what it is. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, subscribe. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. What do you want to see? What don't you want to see? Help me get some subscribers so we can get this channel going. Because, you know, I'm enjoying it for now. So let's try it out. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you.